They say a chef who can't sing isn't a good singer. I got isekai'd into Lan Shin's world and became a top master chef. I wanted to peacefully live out the rest of my days, yet when accompanying my girlfriend to a concert, I got picked to go up on stage. Helplessly, a traditional Chinese-style song, Beauty's Fate, blew up the entire internet. Inside a certain stadium in Lan Shin, you are bringing your little star girlfriend along to watch the Heavenly Queen's concert. Feng, if during the upcoming guest selection segment, you could get picked, that would be so great. Watching you make a fool of yourself in front of over 10,000 people would give me enough joy to last a lifetime. There's no way we'd be that lucky. There are over 10,000 people at the venue. That probability is comparable to winning the lottery. If I really do get picked, I'll go up there and sing an original song of mine. You and your original songs. You going up there to sing a recipe would be more like it. Actually, back on Earth, you were also a moderately famous original indie musician. You could say you excelled at everything from playing instruments to singing. Having arrived here for already 3 years, you had never displayed your musical talent, and instead became a happy-go-lucky chef. Having crossed over through isekai, you had also looked into today's mandopop music scene, filled with endless trashy bubblegum pop songs across all major music platforms. The only thing that brought you comfort was this girl right in front of you, Lin Qingyan, childhood sweetheart. Growing up together, two peas in a pod, always able to bring joy to your life. Lin Qingyan loved to sing, with a voice that was extremely pure and pristine. Truly one of a kind, gifted by the heavens. Back in her junior year of college, she successfully signed with an entertainment agency with a sweet and cute appearance. Coupled with her own hard work and the company's heavy push, she had already released 2 albums and surpassed 1 million fans, truly making her a certified national goddess. Chen Tianho's song, Love is Truly So Wonderful, sounds amazing. If I also had a song like that, I might be able to squeeze into the tier 1 singer ranks. Lin Qingyan looked at Chen Ruhua singing her heart out on stage, sighing, why don't you have your company get you one too? How could it be that easy? Songs of this caliber are things you can only hope for by chance, never demand. Songs like this can only be found by chance, never demanded. Such a song back on Earth in my past life would only be considered second tier, right? Chen Ruhua on stage had already reached the tail end of her song. I have to say, the Heavenly Queen Chen's vocals are indeed top tier. With the song finished, a wave of cheers erupted from the audience. The audience waved their glow sticks, enthusiastically shouting, Heavenly Queen, we love you. Happy times are always fleeting. Thank you once again to all the fans in the house for coming to attend my concert. Next up, we enter the final segment of our concert, selecting one lucky guest on site to come up on stage and duet with me, along with gifting my collector's edition album and signed photo together. Swish, a beam of light swept frantically across the entire venue, and after 1 minute stopped right on you. You were left speechless. This girl's words actually came true. This kind of luck is comparable to winning 5 million on the lottery. Lin Qingyan, right beside her, instantly cheered and jumped for joy. Ah Feng, you really got picked. Am I really blessed by the gods or something? You really are a jinx with a crow's mouth, aren't you? You stood up and walked toward the stage step by step, took the microphone handed over by the staff member, and walked straight over to Heavenly Queen Chen Ruhua's side. May I ask what this handsome guy's name is? And what kind of work do you do? My name is Ji Fengting, and I'm a chef. Do you have a girlfriend? I do. She's right down there in the audience. Down in the audience, Lin Qingyan listened to your answer, thinking, not only do I have a boyfriend, we're childhood sweethearts too. He must be thrilled to death. Look at that, is Heavenly Queen Chen Ruhua really this nosy and gossipy too? A wave of loud laughter rolled up from the audience. Is the Heavenly Queen doing a household background check here? When the Heavenly Queen sees a handsome guy, is she trying to hook him up with a little sister friend? Too bad the guy already has a girlfriend. Haha, Chen Ruhua blinked playfully at you. Just curious purely out of curiosity. So next up, which song of mine are you going to duet with me? Can I sing a song of my own? Your own song, you wrote it yourself. Yes, I wrote it myself. And it sounds really great, trust me. The audience at the venue instantly exploded into a frenzy. Can just anybody write songs these days? Don't tell me it's some stupid meow meow bark bark song or something. Didn't he just say he was a chef a moment ago? Do chefs write songs too now? Is this chef starting to read musical scores now as well? Lin Qingyan looked at you up on stage, anxiously pacing back and forth and stomping her feet. Wouldn't it be fine just to casually duet a song with the Heavenly Queen? What original song? You're good at cooking. When would you ever know how to write songs? Are you really going to sing your original song? This is a 10,000 person concert venue after all. Don't you dare mess this up for me, Heavenly Queen Chen. Don't worry, I won't. Could you please hand me a guitar? Yan Hua subsequently called over a staff member and handed the guitar right into your hands. Taking the guitar, you skillfully completed the tuning. A song called Beauty's Fate, dedicated to everyone here. I hope you all like it. the stage lights converged, and your aura underwent a sudden dramatic shift, as if you were transported right back to your past life moments dominating the stage. Looking at the audience down below, you took a deep breath and began strumming the strings. The slow lyrical guitar melody flowed through the speakers out across the entire venue. Your magnetic vocal tone instantly grabbed the attention of the audience below. Wait, is this guy some kind of hidden boss tier veteran? It's actually a traditional Chinese style song. This magnetic voice is so insanely catchy and earwormy. Are chefs nowadays this overpowered at singing too? Lin Qingyan's little mouth formed an O shape. Her gorgeous big eyes widened completely round. Gazing in shock at you singing with such deep emotion up on stage, her thoughts were spinning in a flurry. He actually really knows how to sing, and sings this well? Yet why did he never mention his stage presence before? And why is he so rock solid and stable? When on earth did this guy start learning music? Once the concert is over, I'm definitely going to interrogate him properly. Back in my past life as a tier 2 singer-songwriter artist, running all sorts of underground channels, and appearing on variety shows, like a machine running non-stop. My only hobby was learning cooking ingredients and recipes from the videos of various American bloggers. After coming to this world, you felt like the heavens still looked favorably upon you. Here there was family who loved you deeply, and a childhood sweetheart who grew up with you since you were little. Zero Kingnian, although she was a national goddess, she wasn't like those tropes in web novels where to succeed you must first cut off your boyfriend. She still loved you and depended on you. The profession of a chef suited you very well too. After all, in your past life you were also a food enthusiast. I don't want to... With the song finished, you bowed to the audience to express your thanks. Thank you everyone, until earth-shattering applause erupted from the audience. Chenruhua finally snapped out of her shock. With its unique melody and deeply emotional lyrics, Chenruhua believed this song would definitely blow up across the entire internet, and even spearhead a brand new wave and trend. Some people are simply born for the stage, shining brilliantly under the spotlights. Chenruhua felt you were precisely that kind of person. Everyone, do you think this handsome guy sang well or not? Awesome, sing another one, sing another one. The fans down below responded with fervent passion. Chenruhua was clearly left wanting more. Gazing at you with eyes full of shock and admiration, the lyrics and song were both top tier, and your vocal performance was also completely on point. Moreover, your performance tonight was practically flawless to the extreme. Facing such a massive venue, you didn't show even the slightest bit of stage fright. Thank you for the praise, Heavenly Queen Chen. As long as I didn't mess up your stage, that's enough. At this moment, Chenruhua developed an intense curiosity toward you. Being so young, how on earth did you write such a deeply emotional song with the fans' emotions running this high? Should we sing one more? You shook your head. Better not. Thank you for the kind love from the Heavenly Queen and the fans. This isn't my own stage after all. Singing another one would feel a bit like stealing the spotlight from the host, though. Besides, the pitch for this song, Beauty's Fate, is still quite high. And you having not sung a single song in 3 years, found singing it genuinely a bit tiring? Alright then. These are my personally signed collector's edition album and poster. I'm giving them to you, so make sure you cherish and collect them well. Chenruhua blinked at you playfully, thank you. Those big eyes of hers are surprisingly rather good looking. Coupled with her delicate, intoxicating appearance, she's practically a femme fatale capable of toppling kingdoms. Accepting the gifts and souvenirs, you made your inner assessment. Toward Chenruhua, after you walked down from the stage, the audience all cast gazes of admiration toward you, and there were even girls boldly sending you flowers, with little notes containing contact information tucked inside them. Holding the bouquet of fresh flowers, you walked over to Lin Qingyan's side. How about it? Were you completely captivated by your big brother's dashing performance? You handed the flowers in your hands over to Lin Qingyan Humfer. I don't want flowers that other people gave you. I'm just presenting Buddha's flowers bought with borrowed offerings. Throwing them away would be a bit of a waste too. You're just reluctant to throw away the little note hidden inside, right? When on earth did you learn how to write songs? Just now, I went online and checked, and this song, Beauty's Fate, can't be searched anywhere online at all. To have written such a great song, and yet you still kept it hidden from me because you love to sing. So whenever I had free time, I just casually tried writing things for fun. You could only use this little white lie of love to brush off Lin Qingyan. There was no help for it. The two of you had been hanging out and playing together ever since the days of wearing open crotch split pants as toddlers. For a guy whose heart was solely dedicated to the culinary arts, to suddenly know how to write songs, it just didn't make any sense. Well, then you have to write one for me. Write a song even better than Beauty's Fate. Alright. Once I have some free time, I'll write one for you. It's a pity this time coming back was way too rushed. I have to leave tomorrow morning bright and early. And I didn't even get to eat your stir-fried shredded pork with garlic sauce yet. A tier 2 singer like Lin Qingyan was always super busy, flying all over the place across various channels and schedules. When I come back next time, I'll stir fry it for you to eat, and let you eat your fill. By the way, I'll let you try the brand new dish I've been developing. I guarantee it'll make you crave more and more endlessly. After returning home, while Lin Qingyan stepped into the bathroom, you opened up Douyin and started scrolling. Douyin already had videos of tonight's concert appearing on its feed. Various eye-catching titles, coupled with the Heavenly Queen's massive popularity, made the trending heat skyrocket like a rocket ship, quickly taking over the trending search charts. After watching it, you didn't pay it any further mind. Trending searches? They disappear in a couple of days anyway. The next morning, bright and early, the two of you had a simple breakfast and rushed over to the airport. Lin Qingyan looked back 3 times, with every step reluctant to part as she walked toward the boarding gate. You couldn't help sighing, hey, what's so great about being a celebrity anyway? You don't have an ounce of freedom at all. How much better is it to be a chef and run a restaurant, usually researching and experimenting with new dishes? And when you have nothing to do in your free time, sitting at the bar counter teasing the young waiter staff, checking out pretty girls all the time. Wouldn't a life like this be simply wonderful? After dropping off your little childhood sweetheart, you arrived at your own restaurant. And as soon as you stepped through the door, heard store manager Chen Yan saying that you, the boss, needed to go attend to the dining tables. Yet you instead walked straight into the kitchen first, because you were both the boss and the head chef. Just as you stepped inside, a young line cook walked right up in front of you. Boss, was that guest from last night's Heavenly Queen concert? Actually, that song, Beauty's Fate, was so insanely good. Right now, the trending searches on Douyin and Weibo are going crazy. It's filled with videos of you singing at the concert last night. You've practically become a huge celebrity now, and the whole internet is shouting for you to debut and become a singer, writing songs and stuff for me. Isn't that just a piece of cake? Picking it up effortlessly like plucking flowers from a branch? Besides, debut as what kind of singer anyway? If I debuted, I'd at least have to be at the Artist Master tier level. Several young guys stared at you with jaws dropped wide open. Talk about flexing and blowing smoke like a total boss. After doing a quick flex back in the kitchen, you followed Yanyan out to handle the dining tables. You arrived at the first private dining booth and saw 3 gorgeous blooming young maidens. They all seemed to be in the middle of live streaming. Sorry to interrupt you ladies for a few minutes. We're doing a customer satisfaction follow-up visit. May I ask how you find the quality of our restaurant's dishes? Are there any comments or suggestions regarding the taste and service? One of the young ladies looked at you and suddenly let out a loud scream. It's you. You're that guest artist from last night's Chen Tianho concert venue who sang Beauty's Fate, right? The young lady reached out her hand towards you and introduced herself. My name is Huang Fei, and I'm an internet streamer influencer. You shook hands with Huang Fei and hurriedly shook your head in denial. No, you've mistaken me for someone else. How could that be? I was sitting right in the front row at last night's concert. It's definitely you. The other 2 young ladies also looked over at you. It really is you. Stop trying to deny it. Right now, the entire internet is filled with HD videos of you singing at the concert last night. Huang Fei stepped forward and grabbed hold of you, pulling you right in front of her phone screen. Everyone, family members in the live stream. Guess who this is? Holy crap, isn't this that legendary Giga Chad boss from the Heavenly Queen's concert last night? Huang Fei turned her head to look at you, handsome guy. There are tens of thousands of people watching in the live stream. Say hello to everyone. Helpless, you could only wave your hand toward the camera. Hello everyone, my name is Ji Fengting, and I'm the chef and boss of Zuxinlu. It really is him. That guy who rated the Heavenly Queen's concert stage, Beauty's Fate, sounded so good. Did you upload it to any music platforms yet? Boss, sing a song for us. Boss, sing an acoustic version of Beauty's Fate right here in the stream. Looking at the constantly climbing online viewer count in the live stream, Huang Fei looked at you with eyes full of anticipation. Boss, sing one for us. Seeing everyone being so enthusiastic, you couldn't bear to kill the mood either, and could only respond helplessly, alright? Though this time I won't sing Beauty's Fate, I'll sing another song I wrote instead. Could you please lend me your guitar for a moment? This is another original song of mine, titled Our Times. Another original song. You're a legend, boss. You strummed the guitar, with passionate and joyful chords spinning out, and a melodious soaring melody rang through the air. Everyone inside the private dining booth was staring right at you. Before anyone even noticed when it happened, Chen Yan quietly pushed open the door to the private booth. More and more people packed inside the room, and a whole crowd gathered around the doorway as well. Watching you strum and sing inside the booth, nobody spoke a word. Everyone quietly listening to the song instead. Huang Fei watched the live stream's constantly surging online viewer count, and the overwhelming barrage of gifts and donations flying in, blossoming with joy in her heart. Cash, it's all cold hard cash. We're making a massive fortune, with a tired body lingering here for a long time. As the song came to an end, Huang Fei stared at you with wide, sparkling eyes. Even though this song isn't the same genre as Beauty's Fate, in terms of quality, it genuinely doesn't lose to it by even a fraction. This songwriting capability is just ridiculously overpowered. You handed the guitar back over to Huang Fei, and then waved your hand toward the live stream camera. Thank you, everyone. Enthusiastic applause erupted across the room as well. The bullet chat comments scrolling across the live stream's public screen never stopped for even a single second. Boss, hurry up and record it and upload it. And Beauty's Fate needs to be uploaded together too. Is this restaurant called Zhu Shenlu? I'm gonna go there to eat right now. I want to book the head chef's table. Make the master chef sing both songs together. This one really hits deep in the feels. It made me think of my departed youth. You also bowed deeply to the customers present on site. Sing another one. Sing another one. The entire crowd chanted loudly, all hoping you would do an encore. This song is called Our Times. I'll find some free time to head to a recording studio and record both this song and Beauty's Fate, then upload them to the internet. At that time, everyone can search and download them. To listen to your heart's content directly. I won't be singing anymore today. Everyone came here to eat after all. Don't let listening to songs delay your meal. After all, food and love are two things in life that should never be failed or let down. So everyone please head back to your seats to eat. The food won't taste good if it gets cold, so let's clear out and disperse. After this whole commotion and hustle, you couldn't even cook dishes anymore either, and still had to find a recording studio to get the songs recorded out. Thinking about it alone made you feel exhausted. Fortunately, you did know the owner of a recording studio, an owner named Duan Bing, a wealthy second-generation heir lacking in natural talent, yet filled to the brim with musical dreams and passion. Fatty, you drove straight over to his shop. Boss Duan, long time no see. Oh, what brings Master Chef C to my place with free time today? What else would I come here for? I want to record 2 songs. You're recording songs, you know how to sing? Fatty Duan stared right at you, the expression on his face extremely dramatic and wonderful. Now, you're looking down on people, aren't you? Who isn't a singer in their own right? Are you playing for real? As if you thought I traveled all the way. Here just to tell stand-up comedy jokes with you? Fine, whatever, since we're free today anyway. I'll take you in, walking into the recording studio. You started recording right away without hesitation, and your state and vibe were top-notch. Both songs were done in a single take, and then the arrangement, along with instrument recording, were basically all done in one take too. Post-production was handled personally by your own hands. This was a level of silky smoothness Fatty Duan had never witnessed before. Isn't this guy a chef? How come when it comes to music stuff, he plays it even smoother than some professionals out there? After finishing the 2 songs and checking the time, it was still early. So you casually went ahead and recorded 1 extra song for good measure. Fatty Duan looked at you like he was looking at an absolute monster. How on earth did you pull this off? What do you mean, how did I pull it off? You looked at Fatty Duan in confusion. Aren't you a chef? How come you play around with all these things this smoothly too? Self-taught, obviously. Self-taught can reach a level like this. Awesome, gifted with supreme innate talent, I guess. What the hell kind of supreme innate talent is that? Are you planning to debut as a singer by recording these songs? Your whole display and operation today can honestly be considered nothing short of a genius. Debut as what kind of singer? Running my restaurant well, and writing songs when I have idle time with nothing to do. Then recording and posting them online. Being an independent indie musician is also pretty great, you know. Are you really not going to consider debuting? I know some professional talent agents and managers who can pull strings and build bridges for you. With the talent you displayed today, you're simply incomparable to those freaks and weirdos. In today's mandopop music scene, sooner or later, you'll surge right up to the Heavenly King's throne. Alright, I'll think about it. After all, the entertainment industry isn't that easy to navigate. After finishing the recording session, when you got back home, it was already 10 p.m. After registering an account on NetEase Cloud Music, you directly uploaded the songs, and then posted a Weibo update. The songs have been recorded and uploaded to NetEase Cloud Music. Because I had quite a bit of spare time, I went ahead and recorded 1 extra song as a bonus, along with If at That Time, which was uploaded together as well. Everyone is welcome to stream and download them. At this moment, Lin Qingyan was lying in bed, habitually scrolling through Weibo, and got shocked all over again seeing your Weibo post. When on earth did he write 2 more songs? Our Times, and If at That Time. She tapped them and listened for a bit. They sound amazing. Then she liked and retweeted the post. Stinky Ah Feng, you promised to write a song for me and you haven't written it yet. You better write it for me right now. Also, I retweeted your Weibo for you, don't sweat it. I'll send the song for you at the shop tomorrow. Have you finished writing it yet? Go to sleep early or you'll get dark eye circles. Watch out or I won't want you anymore. You dare watch out or I'll have Uncle Sai beat you up. You didn't reply to the message any further, and Lin Qingyan went back to scrolling through Weibo. Lin Qingyan's popularity was extremely high, with several million fans following her. Beauty's Fate, isn't this that song sung by that legendary Giga Chad? Chen Ruhua's concert last night, Our Times, and If at that time mentioned upstairs are also at the Golden Hit Masterclass level, already downloaded and showing my support. This is a master chef who actually knows how to write original hits, so true. A chef who can't sing isn't a good singer. The next morning, you had a simple breakfast and opened up NetEase Cloud Music to check the data stats for the 3 songs. All 3 songs gained anywhere from tens of thousands to over hundreds of thousands of likes, while ranking number 1 on the charts was National Queen, Chen Ruhua's Late Blossom, with a like count surpassing 50 million. As expected, the National Queen's strength and prowess are beyond question. Lin Qingyan's Youthful Vibe, released at the beginning of the month, was ranked 10th, being chased closely right behind by 11th place Ding Ling Ling. Bring ring. A phone call suddenly rang out. It was Chen Yan calling. Boss, you need to hurry up and come to the shop right now. Chen Yan's tone sounded somewhat urgent. What happened? You felt a bit perplexed. Everything in the shop was running normally, so it shouldn't be anything he couldn't handle, right? Someone is looking for you, waiting for you right here inside the shop. They came bright and early this morning. When I came to open the doors, they were already waiting right here. The other party's identity is somewhat special. You better hurry on over. It's a big shot VIP. All right. Take them up to my office. I'll be right over. Get my prized Tieguanyin tea ready and serve it to them. After hanging up, you didn't dare dawdle either, hanging up the phone and rushing out to head back toward the shop in a hurry. An identity that is special. A big shot. Could it be an official bigwig government bigwig? You hadn't provoked or offended anyone either. Whatever, I'll go see who it is first. Arriving at the second floor office, you pushed open the door and saw a person sitting inside the office. It was none other than the heavenly queen Chen Ruhua from the concert 2 nights ago. National Queen Chen Ruhua truly is a big shot. I'm no big shot at all. Master Chef C is the one who is truly young and promising. At such a young age, to actually be able to run such a massive restaurant, even the name Zuixian Lu is super catchy and attractive. Chen Ruhua was growing more and more interested in you, a master chef who can write songs and can also manage a restaurant of this scale. Moreover, judging by your performance at the concert the night before last, your stage experience also seemed extremely rich and seasoned. Master Chef, see, today I came here hoping you can sign with our Chuangxi Entertainment Company. Sign with an entertainment company and debut. I never even thought about this kind of thing at all. We can directly offer Master Chef Shai a Tier 2 artist contract, and furthermore, the original copyright to your works will still belong entirely to you. The company will help you release and promote them. Can Chuangxi Entertainment even compare to Binfen Entertainment? I know Lin Qingyan is signed with Binfen Entertainment, but Binfen Entertainment and Chuangxi Entertainment are simply not on the same tier at all. Our Chuangxi Entertainment is one of the top 3 entertainment giants in all of Huaguo. Chen Ruhua walked over to the desk and brought her face close, blinking at you playfully. You instinctively leaned backward to dodge a bit, but I really don't have any plans to debut at all. Besides, there are way too many messy, complicated things in the entertainment industry, and you don't have an ounce of freedom. Moreover, a Tier 2 contract still doesn't match my true value. Not even a Tier 1 contract would suffice, huh? Master Chef CA holds himself in such high regard is that you didn't pay attention to Chen Ruhua, and instead pulled out paper and a pen from the side directly, starting to scribble and write away. Chen Ruhua curiously leaned in behind your back, and upon seeing the contents on the paper, her face was filled with utter shock. A few minutes later, you put down your pen and handed the written manuscript over to Chen Ruhua. Chen Ruhua took the paper and looked it over. Peach Blossom's fury. Did you really write this out in just a few minutes? Yeah, didn't you watch me write it the whole time? Chen Ruhua gazed intently at the lyrics and musical score in front of her and softly hummed a section of the melody aloud. With Chen Ruhua's heavenly queen tier level of appreciation and discernment, this song would undoubtedly become a massive wildfire hit. Chen Ruhua took a deep breath, gazing at you with a resolute and steady gaze. Our Chuangxi Entertainment can elevate the contract directly up to the Tier 1 contract level. The signing fee will be 3 million, and the revenue split for the works can go up to a 7-3 ratio in your favor. Hearing these words, you couldn't help feeling a bit perplexed inside. Wait a minute. Heavenly Queen Chen, even though this song is indeed quite good, can you really make the executive decision on a Tier 1 contract just like that? Could it be that Chuangxi Entertainment was opened by your family or something? Chen Ruhua smiled softly. You could indeed say it like that. Chuangxi Entertainment can basically be considered my family's industry. No wonder Chen Ruhua, at under 30 years of age, could become the heavenly queen of the entertainment industry. Her backing capital support and family background were truly formidable to the extreme. You looked at Chen Ruhua, not expecting that Chen Ruhua had such boldness and drive to directly boost the terms up to the Tier 1 contract level, yet you truly had no plan to debut in the entertainment industry, even though you knew full well that this was an extremely rare opportunity, having witnessed all sorts of absurdities in your past life within the entertainment industry and its sheer chaos. You had consequently developed a visceral, instinctive aversion toward this circle. Right now, you only wanted to run Zuchen Lu. Well, thank you for the favor, Heavenly Queen Chen, but I truly have no desire to step foot into the entertainment industry. Won't you reconsider it? With Master Chef's overflowing talent, if our company packages you properly, you'll quickly stand out and make a name for yourself in the entertainment industry, rising to fame rapidly. Heavenly Queen Chen, I appreciate your kind intentions, but the hustle bustle and superficial glamour of the entertainment industry are simply not what I pursue. Chen Ruhua was slightly stunned, not expecting that you would reject her with such unyielding firmness. How many people in the entertainment industry break their heads trying to squeeze inside? Yet you seemed completely unmoved by all of this. Master Chef, see, you truly are a person with such distinct character. However, I respect your choice. And if one day you ever change your mind, the doors of our Chuangxi Entertainment will always remain wide open for you. You smiled faintly and nodded with gratitude. Thank you, boss. XC. Could this song, Peach Blossom's Fury, be handed over to me to sing? The melody and lyrics of this song are both exceptionally suited for your vocal range. Since I wrote it right in front of your face, it was indeed prepared for you to sing in the first place. But the copyright to the song is something I will never sell. As for the revenue split from the song, you can handle it however you see fit. A 7-3 revenue split in your favor. Just give me an account number, and the earnings split after the song goes live will be wired straight to your designated account. You gave Zuxian Lu's account details to Chen Ruhui, and then stated take 20% of the revenue share, and in the name of Zuxian Lu, donate it to Huago's charitable organizations. 20% of the earnings split? Do you even know how much money that is? And you're just donating it like that? Who knows? Anyway, money I haven't seen with my own eyes doesn't hurt to give away. You had always been making donations to charitable organizations, feeling that this transmigration style isekai this time round was a divine blessing bestowed upon you by the heavens, allowing you to encounter your fresh meat right here. Big Beauty Lin, or perhaps it was simply to seek peace of mind for your soul. I didn't expect Master Chef C's civic awareness to be this high. It truly leaves this little maiden full of admiration. After some brief pleasantries, Chen Ruhua took her leave, and before departing, she solemnly issued an invitation to you once more. If you ever want to step into the entertainment industry, be sure to contact her. After seeing off the Heavenly Queen, you returned to your desk and started writing a song for Lin Qingyan. Lin Qingyan's vocal range was extremely broad, capable of singing songs from many past life Heavenly Queens. After pondering for a moment, you picked up paper and pen and began writing away. Soon after finishing it, you took a photo and sent it over to Lin Qingyan. Then you casually checked out the official microblog of the Classical Poetry Association. The night before last, after making a bet with Lin Qingyan, you uploaded Chanting the Willow, and afterwards hadn't paid any attention to it at all. You never expected Chanting the Willow to actually have over 9,000 votes, ranking proudly at the very top of the leaderboard, while the second place, Warm Sun, only had a little over 6,000 votes. The comment section was filled with reviews and praise for Chanting the Willow simultaneously. You also discovered that someone had posted the video of you singing at Zhu Xian Lu right into the comment section, and even tagged you, "Is this really a Master Chef?" The 3 songs you just posted have already been going absolute wild on NetEase Cloud, and now you're coming to completely slaughter the poetry forums too. So a Master Chef who can't write poems can't be considered a good singer-songwriter creator? Just as you saw this Big Beauty Lin popped a video call over to you, as soon as the call connected, Big Beauty Lin's pretty face appeared right there on the screen. "Ah Feng, I super love this song, Appointment." Thank you. Lin Qingyan's voice sounded soft and sweet. Hearing it felt truly comfortable and cozy. Were you so moved that you wanted to cry a little stinky Ah Feng? You're the one who wants to cry. You only know how to bully me. I'm going to tell Uncle Sai and have him beat you up. I'm still calling him Uncle C, are we? Sooner or later, the two of us will be on the exact same household registration booklet anyway. It's time to change what you call him. Lin Qingyan's face flushed red. You haven't even given me a red envelope yet. You two video chatted all the way until noon before finally hanging up. You originally thought about mentioning Heavenly Queen Chen looking for you to sign with Chuangxi Entertainment, but since you yourself didn't want to enter the entertainment industry, you didn't bring the matter up. That evening, you received a phone call from the Classical Poetry Association inviting you to head over to Beijing to participate in the annual poetry convention hosted by the Classical Poetry Association. On the day of the event, you arrived at the venue as promised. As soon as you stepped into the conference hall, you heard someone calling your name. which left you a bit busy and bewildered. Nobody in the Poetry Association even knew you. You looked over toward the voice Chen Ruhua. Why are you here? Did Chen Ruhua come to participate in the poetry convention too? Yeah, though I'm not a member of the Classical Poetry Association myself, and I don't know how to write poems either. I'm here, specifically waiting for you. Waiting for me? Yeah. I know you're the author of Chanting the Willow, and furthermore, the champion of this authentic literary event. Can people who aren't members of the Poetry Association come and participate too? My mom is a member of the Poetry Association, and I come to the poetry convention every single year. After saying that Chen Ruhua pulled you along and walked toward the direction of the main podium. Grandpa G, this is Zi Fengting, the author of Chanting the Willow and Master Chef C. This is Ji Changrong, the president of the Classical Poetry Association. Hello, Elder Ji. You greeted Ji Changrong with humility. Ji Changrong looked you up and down. To be able to create a masterpiece like Chanting the Willow at such a young age, you truly are young and promising. Elder Ji, you flatter me too much. You wouldn't dare take full credit. The real legend who's amazing is the great He Zhizhang. After a brief introduction, Chen Ruhua pulled you along again to stand in front of a middle-aged woman. Look at what you look like right now. Why aren't you sitting down already? The middle-aged woman beside them looked at Chen Ruhua and uttered a reprimand, then looked over toward you and nodded. Your poem was truly exceptional. This is my mom Zhao Qing, the vice president of the Classical Poetry Association. Vice president of the Poetry Association. No wonder Chen Ruhua was able to come participate in the anniversary poetry convention. You hastily stood up and greeted Zhao Qing politely, and Zhao Qing nodded without speaking. Then, following a round of very official award presentations, the event entered its final segment, the classic Fei Hualing poetry game, with the exact same kind of luck as at the Heavenly Queen's concert. You got picked again. The keyword given on the big screen was Frontier Fortress. Frontier Fortress, you pondered for a moment. There were quite a lot of frontier poems, yet thinking back and forth over these words, you could only think of that one Po Zhenzi, drunk, I adjust the lamp to peer at my sword. Dreaming back, I hear the horns blowing across the joined military camps. 800 miles divided under the command, 50 strings strummed with the sounds of the beyond the border frontier. The battlefield's autumn troop review after finishing the first half stanza, everyone present stared at you in absolute shock. Chen Ruhua's little mouth formed an O shape, her face filled with utter disbelief. You didn't raise your head and continued reciting the rest. The horses galloped like Dilu at lightning speed. The bows twanged like thunderbolts echoing from the shock. To accomplish the sovereign's great tasks across the realm and win glory and fame both during life and after death. What a pity white hair grows old in vain. After you finished reciting, you noticed everyone staring at you in utter astonishment. Ji Changrong was the first to snap back to his senses. Grabbing hold of your hand, classical poetry anthologies do not contain this lyric CI verse anywhere. Was this created by you right here on the spot? You could say that I had some thoughts regarding this aspect beforehand. Today, I just completed the rest of it. I never expected Master Chef C to be so overflowing with literary talent. Don't say that, Vice President Zhao. Just call me Little Z. After all, you and Chen Ruhua could be considered friends anyway. And this was Chen Ruhua's mother. Throughout past and present history, this is the most heroic and magnificent frontier fortress lyric sigh I have ever laid eyes on. This poem can definitely be pushed straight into the school textbooks. You are dumbfounded. Are you for real right now? Are you kidding me? Pushing it into textbooks? The poetry convention thus ended right there amid that Po Zhenzi, with which you completely shocked the entire crowd of people present. After the convention, you originally wanted to leave directly and go to Modu first to check on Lin Qingyan, but you were warmly and insistently kept behind for lunch by Ji Changrong. As soon as you stepped into the private dining booth, a handsome guy sitting beside Ji Changrong stood up and walked enthusiastically toward Chen Ruhua, then glanced at you standing beside Chen Ruhua with a sort of inexplicable hostility flashing within his gaze. He was Ji Changrong's grandson Ji Boda. You felt quite aggrieved. Could this bro possibly be one of Chen Ruhua's hardcore suitors? As soon as you sat down, Ji Changrong extended an invitation to you. Little friend C, both your Chanting the Willow and today's created Po Zhenzi are top-tier masterpieces worthy of being pushed into textbooks. Have you ever thought about joining our Classical Poetry Association? Join the Poetry Association? You genuinely hadn't thought about it at all. Grandpa G, I'm afraid I might not be able to join the Poetry Association. Zhu Xianlu is actually quite busy as it is, running a restaurant on one hand, and writing songs and poems on the other. Mr. Z truly is multi-talented, though I honestly find it hard to believe why, just a moment ago, Grandpa said you composed a lyric poem on the spot at the poetry convention, and I also heard that right in front of Sha Ru, you wrote a song in just a few minutes. Since you're so amazing, How about doing a live demonstration right here on the spot? Mr. G, today is the first time you and I are meeting. Yet ever since stepping through the door, you've been filled with hostility toward me. I roughly have an idea of where your hostility toward me is coming from. Manhwa and I are just friends. You've completely misunderstood. Hearing your explanation, a trace of disappointment flashed across Manhwa's eyes, though it vanished in a split second. However, if you want me to do a live demonstration right here, it's not entirely out of the question either. Actually, writing poems and composing songs is nothing much to me at all. It's as simple as eating a bowl of thin, watery rice porridge. Everyone looked at you in utter shock. Is this the kind of thing a human being can actually say out there? Not only can I compose a lyric poem on the spot, and a delicate, graceful CI poem at that, I can even put a melody to it right here and sing it out loud. Do you believe me or not? As you spoke, you stood up and paced back and forth inside the private booth. This lyric poem of mine is titled Yi Jian Mei. Red lotus blossoms fade and their fragrance dyes the jade mat feels autumn's chill. Gently untying my silk robes, I board the orchid boat alone, amid the clouds who sends a brocade letter of longing. When the wild geese fly back in formation, the moon fills the western chamber. Flowers drift and scatter on their own water flows along on its own. A single kind of lovesick yearning, divided into two places of idle sorrow. This sentiment has no scheme or way to brush the sorrow away. The moment it leaves the eyebrows, it surges straight back up into the heart. Thud Ji Chungrong slapped the table and slammed up to his feet, staring at you with a face full of sheer shock. It really is a delicate, graceful CI poem. Jiboda stared at you with eyes widened in astonishment. A graceful CI poem really just comes out the moment he speaks. Manhwa looked toward you in a daze, completely dumbstruck. Longing, waiting. Who is he waiting for, that girlfriend of his? Remembering back at the concert, he had indeed said he had a girlfriend. After finishing your recitation, you looked over toward Jiboda. Mr. G, do you think this graceful CI poem can manage to catch your discerning eye? Jiboda clearly hadn't recovered his senses yet, his mouth merely muttering over and over, impossible. Absolutely impossible. Next up is the melody I matched for this poem. It's called The Moon Fills the Western Chamber. Right after saying that, you started singing aloud. He actually turned it into a song right on the spot. Is this guy a human being or some kind of monster? Manhwa's eyes were filled to the brim with astonishment. This song is way too emotionally deep. As soon as you finished singing your song, without waiting for everyone to snap out of their daze, you walked right out of the private booth. Hanging around any longer wouldn't hold much meaning anyway. This lyric poem by Li Qingzhao, the greatest talented woman of ancient and modern times, was simply too captivating and spellbinding to the heart. The moment you finished singing, you thought of Lin Qingyan, figuring it was about time to go check out Madu. As soon as you stepped out of the 9th floor main entrance, Manhwa chased right out after you. Shifengting, why did you leave without saying anything? You haven't even eaten lunch yet. Eating can wait, let's forget about it. That Jiboda guy is your suitor, right? It's pretty obvious that he misunderstood the two of us. Manhwa's face instantly blushed all the way down to her neck. I'm heading back to the hotel with you. I'm getting ready to make a trip over to Modu. As for him and me, ever since watching your concert last time, we haven't seen each other at all. Your girlfriend. Then let me give you a ride back to the hotel. I'm also heading back to Modu tomorrow. Why don't we go together? Sure, why not? The hotel was located not too far away from the Classical Poetry Association, and the two of you arrived at the hotel entrance in no time. After reaching the hotel, you started messing around on your phone, opening up NetEase Cloud Music. Manhwa's release Peach Blossom's Fury was ranking at #1 on the charts, with over 20 million downloads and more than 50,000 comments, leaving the second place spot far, far behind in the dust. However, what puzzled you was the fact that not a single new song of hers was up on NetEase Cloud Music. Didn't she say she was releasing an album this month? And the song Appointment written for her wasn't online either. Could something have gone wrong somewhere? Suddenly you were drawn to a post. National goddess Lin Qingyan is suspected of being frozen and blacklisted by Binfen Entertainment. The next day, you took the same flight as Manhwa, and as soon as you exited the airport, the two of you parted ways. You headed straight for the apartment you originally rented for Lin Qingyan, unlocked the door, and stepped inside. Lin Qingyan was sitting right on the balcony strumming a guitar. Oh, is the great beauty Lin playing the guitar? Seeing that it was you, Lin Qingyan was overjoyed. Ah Feng, why are you here? I went to Beijing to handle some business over the past 2 days, and as soon as I finished, I came to Modu to see you. I saw all of it. There are videos of you reciting poems at the Poetry Association all over Weibo. Looking super cool, haha, well, of course. You leaned over and gave a Lin Qingyan a peck right on the cheek. That's right, how is your album coming along? Lin Qingyan didn't speak. With a twitch of her lips, she walked over and sat down on the couch. Her face full of grievance. Have I really been frozen and blacklisted? If worst comes to worst, let's just head back and run Zushanlu together properly. But I love singing. Lin Qingyan looked at you with a pitiful, aggrieved expression. Just what on earth is going on here? Everything was fine. So how did she suddenly get frozen out of nowhere? Where is your manager? Don't even mention that person. That traitorous old hag, in order to suck up to Zhang Wan, actually pushed me out to go drink with clients at a dinner party. Drink with clients at a dinner party? This is outrageous. And who on earth is Zhang Wan? Zhang Wan signed with Binfen Entertainment during the exact same period as me, yet her popularity and strength have always been inferior to mine. And she's always been pulling dirty tricks behind my back too. But recently, all of the company's resources have been tilted and poured over in her direction. I heard she apparently climbed into the bed of some high-ranking executive in the company. So that's how it is. The entertainment industry really is a messy, chaotic place. Lin Qingyan wanted to sing yet got frozen and blacklisted. If worse comes to worse, she could just release songs independently and become an internet online singer. With Lin Qingyan's existing fan base, there should still be plenty of room to maneuver and operate. Bring ring, your phone started ringing. It was Chen Ruhua calling. Chef Ting, do you have time tomorrow? I have a matter I'd like to ask for your help with. I want to get 2 songs from you over on this end. You were puzzled. Just how long has it been since the two of you parted ways? And business is already knocking on the door. I say Heavenly Queen Chen, for top-tier entertainment giants like your Chuangxi Entertainment, to be asking me for songs, are you sure you aren't joking around? I'm not joking at all. It's genuinely super urgent. They are 2 promotional theme songs for Huayang Movie Studios. And all the demo drafts our Chuangxi composition department submitted over there got completely rejected and sent back. Huayang Movie Studios project. This difficulty rating is a bit high. Though this might just be the turning point Lin Qingyan needs. Should we go over to your company? Yes, I'll come pick you up bright and early tomorrow morning. Where are you right now? I'll send my location information directly to you. After saying that, you hung up the phone and sent a map pin to Chen Ruhua. Lifting your head upward, you noticed that Big Beauty Lin was staring straight at you. Chuangxi Entertainment. When on earth did you hook up and establish a connection with Chuangxi Entertainment? Chen Ruhua wanted to ask me for songs. The video of me singing as Zhu Shenlu last time got posted onto the internet, and the very next day, Chen Ruhua tracked me down in person, wanting me to sign with Chuangxi Entertainment. Lin Qingyan looked at you with a hint of excitement. What kind of contract did she offer you? At first, she wanted to give me a Tier 2 contract. Later on, I wrote a song for Chen Ruhua, and she bumped the contract up to Tier 1 level. Yet I didn't sign it. A Tier 1 contract offered by Chuangxi Entertainment. And you still didn't sign it. What's so amazing about that? The way you brag you're about to blow right up to the heavens? The next morning at the crack of dawn, the 2 of you got packed and ready early on. And as soon as you stepped downstairs, you saw Chen Ruhua standing right beside her van limousine. Chen Ruhua looked at you in astonishment. Isn't this the national goddess Lin Qingyan? What are you two? She's my girlfriend. No, wait. I should say she's my fiancée. Your fiancée? Lin Qingyan and Chen Ruhua's faces were filled with utter shock. After getting into the car, Chen Ruhua's eyes never left the 2 of you for even a second. I have to ask, how on earth did you 2 end up together? Even though Chen Ruhua felt a slight pang of sour jealousy inside, she was also intensely curious. We've known each other since we were kids. Lin Qingyan explained with her face flushing red childhood sweethearts. To have a childhood sweetheart like Lin Qingyan, just what kind of dogshit luck did you stumble into? While Chen Ruhua was speaking, you caught a glimpse of the disappointment lingering within her gaze. You didn't say anything, knowing full well what was on Chen Ruhua's mind, but you already had your heart's true destination. Over an hour later, the 2 of you arrived at Chuangxi Entertainment, and Chen Ruhua led you directly to meet her father, Chen Wu. Afterwards, a simple introduction was made for you all, and Chen Wu looked right at you. Time is tight and the task is urgent. So, I'll just get straight to the point without beating around the bush. Chen Yu pulled a file folder out from the drawer and handed it over to you. You took the document and started looking them over. What was on the materials? Were the songs Chuangxi Entertainment needed to prepare for Huayang Movie Studios? To be exact, promotional theme songs for 2 different shows. Hot Treasures of Huaguo and Youthful Huaguo Strong, these 2 programs. Treasures of Huaguo was mainly for promoting China's national treasures and blue and white porcelain, while Youthful Huaguo Strong was a variety show meant to inspire and motivate Huaguo's youth. Chen Ruhua looked at you somewhat nervously, because for the promotional theme songs of these 2 shows, Chuangxi Entertainment had actually already submitted quite a lot of drafts, all of which got rejected and sent back by Huayang, clearly showing how deeply dissatisfied they were. You put down the materials in your hand. Do you have paper and a pen? Hearing your question. The few people beside you were dumbfounded. You already have them just like that? We do, yes. You took the paper and pen from Chen Ruhua and started writing away immediately. Roughly half an hour later, You put down your pen and handed the A4 sheet of paper in your hand over to Chen Ruhua. Chen Ruhua, dazed and in a trance, took the manuscript paper you handed over and began to read through it. Blue and white porcelain. Youthful Huagose Chen Ruhua looked at the lyrics and was shocked all over again. You wrote these out in just this short amount of time. You are quite literally an absolute monster. Jefengting Kamsign with our Chuangxi entertainment. With your talent, storming the throne of the Heavenly King is merely a matter of time. The most shocked of all was none other than Lin Qingyan, who had known you for so long, yet had never realized you were this insanely OP at writing songs. Storming the Heavenly King throne really wasn't impossible at all. After reading through the manuscript, Chen Wu looked towards you, without concealing the shock in his eyes by even a fraction. Chen Ruhua looked at you. The completion degree of these two songs is exceptionally high. Handing them over to Huayang will definitely get them approved and passed. You're a master supreme at cooking dishes. You can spit out classic poems just by opening your mouth. And songs turn into instant masterpieces the moment you casually write them. Is there anything in this world you actually don't know how to do? I don't know how to give birth to babies. Don't know how to give birth to babies? Chen Ruhua's and Lin Qingyan's faces instantly blushed all the way down to their necks. Master C, are you really not going to consider debuting? With your compositional talent and voice? Not debuting is truly such a waste. Yeah, Master Chef, with your conditions, not debuting is genuinely a pity. Lin Qingyan looked at you without speaking any falsehoods. She respected your choice, President Chen, Heavenly Queen Chen. I really don't want to debut. The entertainment industry has zero freedom whatsoever. I can make the executive decision directly. To sign a partnership agreement with Master Ixay, the copyrights to all your works will belong entirely to you, and the company will grant you the maximum degree of freedom. Furthermore, I can help you resolve Lin Qingyan's contract issue. Hearing this, your heart fluttered. As for the entertainment industry, nobody could possibly refuse terms like these. And on top of that, it would solve Lin Qingyan's problem. Even though you dislike the entertainment industry, you couldn't beat the fact that Lin Qingyan loved to sing. State your conditions then. President Chen, you know that pies don't drop for free from the sky. Even though the terms are extremely enticing, the price you need to pay in return is equally huge. The company will pay Miss Lin Qingyan's contract breach penalty and sign Miss Lin Qingyan under Chuangxi's banner for 3 years. As for you, you need to use your songs to push her all the way to the throne of the Heavenly Queen. At the same time, every year you need to produce 15 songs to distribute among the company's artists. And lastly, I hope you can stand on the world stage. As a representative of Chuangxi Entertainment, you looked down at Lin Qingyan, who was locking her arm in yours, your gaze unconsciously turning resolute and steady. Since Lin Qingyan loved singing and loved the profession of being a singer, then you would use the memories and accumulations of your past life to shelter her from all the wind and rain. Alright, I'll take it. You looked toward Chen Wu, your eyes firm and unwavering. Since we're doing this, we're going to do it to the absolute best. Music scene of this world. Get ready to receive a cultural bombardment coming from another world. After signing the contract on this end, you led Chuangxi Entertainment's legal team and headed straight for Binfin Entertainment. Your large group went straight to the general manager's office, and without even knocking on the door, pushed it right open and walked inside, clearly making it obvious that you were here to smash the place up. The office was quite lively, with quite a few people inside, among whom was Lin Qingyan's manager Yang Yue. Seeing Shi Fengting and the others walk in, the first one to react was none other than Yang Yue. Qingyan, what are you guys doing? Don't you even know how to knock on a door? Lin Qingyan didn't pay any attention to him, and simply looked toward you. You didn't waste any breath either. Pointing at the people following closely behind, this is my legal team, and today we're here specifically for Qingyan's contract. Suddenly a sweet squeaky affected voice echoed out, oh, look at the big legal team. As far as I know, aren't you just a cook? Even though you run a restaurant, at the end of the day, you're still just a chef. Hearing that, you looked over. A tall-looking woman was standing there crossing her arms and looking down at you. Who are you? You didn't bother with polite pleasantries, directly asking out loud, just as the other party was about to open her mouth. Chen Ruhua's voice rang out. Jiang Wan, a singer from the same period as Qingyan, just a singer who sings cheap bubblegum pop songs toward Jiang Wan. Chen Ruhua truly didn't put her in her eyes at all. For the Heavenly Queen, she was nothing more than an ant. Hearing those words, Jiang Wan and Yang Yue opened their mouths to retort. But the moment they laid eyes on Chen Ruhua, their retorting words got stuck right in their throats. Their faces plastered with sheer shock. Chen Ruhua ignored the two of them entirely and walked straight toward the man sitting in front of the office desk. You must be Binfin Entertainment's general manager. Liang Chao, right? The people behind me here are Chuangxi Entertainment's legal team. Let's talk about the matter of Lin Qingyan terminating her contract. Liang Chao was also extremely astonished. Lin Qingyan had only been frozen and blacklisted for a few days. Yet she actually managed to hook up with Chen Ruhua's boat and even mobilized Chuangxi Entertainment's legal team. Qingyan, are you seriously planning to terminate your contract? You have to realize your contract breach penalty is as high as 10 million. You don't need to worry your head about that. We at Chuangxi will take full responsibility for Qingyan's breach of contract penalty. Hearing Chen Ruhua's words, Liang Chao couldn't help but freeze in shock. Chuangxi Entertainment was actually willing to cover such a massive, exorbitant breach of contract penalty. Jiang Wan stood off to the side watching all of this unfold, her entire body completely dumbfounded. In Binfen Entertainment, Lin Qingyan had already reached the lofty height of a national goddess, and if she really jumped ship over to Chuangxi Entertainment, with Chuangxi's packaging and powerful backing support, she would probably ascend to the throne of the Heavenly Queen in no time. Jiang Wan's heart was filled with intense perplexity. Lin Qingyan, what on earth do you even have about you that makes Chuangxi willing to pay this 10 million penalty for you? Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'm afraid she got betted and sold outright. Jiang Wan, you better watch your mouth and show some basic decency. If you've got any real skill or ability, let's compete and see who comes out on top on the music charts. So, Jiang Wan, is it? You played dirty tricks, snatching away songs that originally belonged to Qingyan and cutting off all of Qingyan's resources. Just remember this on the upcoming music charts. You will never ever be able to catch up to Qingyan. And that's a fact I'm stating. Everyone in the office widened their mouths and stared at you. Did you really have to be this overwhelmingly arrogant and wild? Aren't you afraid the wind will blow so hard it twists your tongue? Yang Yu looked at you with utter contempt, thinking that just because you posted a few songs on Nettie's cloud and got a bit of traffic, you're some kind of big shot boss now. You merely glanced sideways at Yang Yi, not wanting to bother entertaining him at all, and walked right up to Lin Qingyan's side, taking her hand and turning around to walk out manager Liang. Regarding the matter of Qingyan terminating her contract, we'll leave it in the hands of the legal team to handle. After saying that, you all walked out of the office. The next day, you brought Lin Qingyan over to Chuangxi Entertainment, bright and early. Lin Qingyan didn't have any new songs going live in April, so she needed to prepare to launch a new song. Since you had already bragged so boldly over at Binfen Entertainment, you couldn't let Jiang Wan make a laughingstock out of you. As soon as you entered the office, you wrote a song for Lin Qingyan with lyrics by Vincent Fangs and music composed by Jay Chu, Ju Hua Tai, Chrysanthemum Terrace. Looking over the musical score, Big Beauty Lin couldn't help humming along to it involuntarily. 2 minutes later, Lin Qingyan gazed at you in utter disbelief. This is a childhood sweetheart love story, right? This song, Xiao Xiao, paired together with the previous appointment, should totally allow her to crush Jiang Wan on the April charts. At that moment, Chen Ruhua knocked on the door and walked inside. Master Chef, see, yesterday our company received an invitation letter for an original singer-songwriter show. Are you interested in going to try out for original singer-songwriter? That talent show variety program? Yeah, but this particular show is quite unique. Every single episode requires completely original songs. Doesn't the company have other original singers? Why not consider giving this opportunity to someone else? Right now, the company doesn't have any original singer better than you. Noticing your hesitation, Chen Ruhua looked over toward Lin Qingyan right beside you, hoping she could help persuade you a bit. Lin Qingyan caught on to Chen Ruhua's thought. The winner of this show gets prize money, right? Hearing Lin Qingyan's question, Chen Ruhua was slightly stunned. When participating in a show like this, who on earth is going there just for that little bit of prize money? Yet she still answered, the prize money seems to be 1 million, 1 million. You slammed the materials in your hand down onto the desk. We absolutely have to go. I'm gonna take home that championship title and earn that 1 million bucks. So our marriage fund will get even more stacked and plump. Haha, hearing your words. Lin Qingyan blushed brightly and playfully spat a mock curse at you. Chen Ruhua, standing off to the side, was already completely dumbfounded. I'll take this show gig. But before this show starts, I'm heading to the recording studio first to lay down a track, a song. Right after that, you dragged Big Beauty Lin along to the recording studio, where you recorded a track, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, composed by Dao Lang. As for Lin Qingyan, she got Xiao Xiao fully recorded and polished. In no time at all, the day for the recording of original singer-songwriter finally arrived. After the host finished introducing the panel of judges, the show entered the random draw segment. Zhao Tonggle drew number 1. And as for Zhao Tonggle, you probably know who he is. People gave her the nickname Little Creation Queen. And back at the poetry banquet hosted by Ji Changrong, she was none other than Chen Ruhua's cousin. As for you, you drew number 8. Being the very last one to take the stage, after the random draw concluded, the stage was handed over to Zhao Tonggle. You have to hand it to her. Zhao Tonggle truly lives up to her name as a heavenly queen. An original love song, combined with her rich stage performance experience, won applause from all over the house. and also earned her exceptionally high praise from the 5 judges. Sasuga is my Queen Zhao. The championship title is totally guaranteed beyond a doubt. Looking across the entire entertainment industry, not a single person can even match Queen Zhao's killer figure. Compared to Queen Zhao, I'm actually way more hyped for MasterChef's performance. Just as you were waiting around until you were about to fall asleep, the host up on the stage announced your upcoming performance, the song Moonlight. You gripped the microphone and walked up onto the stage, looking down at the judges and audience seated below, feeling a sudden, inexplicable wave of emotion about your past and present lives. In the end, you still ended up right back on the stage once more. At this exact moment, Lin Qingyan, watching the live stream on her tablet, involuntarily straightened her posture, super eager for your upcoming performance. Up on the stage, as the intro music began to ring out, you gradually slipped right into your singing zone. Down below, the eyes of the 5 judges suddenly lit up. This traditional ancient-style song is super catchy and ear-grabbing. The lyrics are simple, yet the melody is gorgeous. And the moment the chorus hit, it instantly detonated the entire venue. Even one of the female judges sitting on the judging panel stood straight up to her feet, gazing at you with a look of sheer disbelief. Inside the contestants' lounge, Zhao Tongol was also staring at the big screen with a face full of shock. This guy can actually sing songs like this too. Lin Qingyan, watching the tablet livestream, also covered her little mouth in astonishment. Her eyes filled with absolute incredulity. The live comment chat stream was buzzing with insane activity. Holy shit. Just those few lyrics twisted and turned through so many different bends. This vocal skill is straight up 66 OP. Damn it, I just tried humming along to it a second ago, and now I'm stuck turning a corner and can't even find my way back out. As soon as you finished singing the song, you bowed and expressed your thanks to the audience and judges below the stage. And before the host even climbed back up onto the stage, the female judge who had stood up from the judging panel spoke out. Mr. Zi Fengting, you just recently joined Chuangxi Entertainment, right? So that means you're still a newcomer. You glanced at the nameplate in front of her, Hanyu, yes. Just a second ago, I was humming along to this song too. And those vocal runs were absolute perfection. For a moment, I genuinely couldn't manage to sing it myself. Originally for this show, I thought Zhao Tongol was the strongest contender. Yet I never expected you to not lose to Zhao Tongol by even a fraction. Keep it up. I'm rooting for you. Thank you, Heavenly Queen Hanyu. You bowed deeply toward Hanyu. At that moment, host Xiaobo finally stepped up onto the stage. It looks like Heavenly Queen Hanyu is holding our contestant Zi Fengting in very high regard. I haven't even stepped onto the stage yet, and you've already been so impatient to give your review. So how do the other judge teachers evaluate Zi Fengting's song Moonlight? The melody is melodious and gorgeous, and the lyrics are also full of poetic rhythm. Added together with this top-tier vocal skill, this song is an exceptional success. Looking over toward the voice, the judge speaking was the Heavenly King Liu Jincheng. Thank you, Heavenly King Liu. You could only rely on the nameplates on the judges' table. To tell who every single judge was, there was no helping it, since you had never paid attention to the entertainment industry before. You didn't recognize a single one of these people? Following that, the other 3 judges also offered extremely high praise for the song Moonlight. After the review commentary, it came to the next episode's theme draw segment. The 5 judges each drew a single card. To determine the final themes, after a short while, the big screen displayed the final keywords: solitude and bewilderment, the pursuit of dreams, contradiction and inner struggle, growth and yearning for the hometown. Seeing this theme, you were dumbfounded. Wait, no. Didn't they say this was supposed to be a simple prompt topic? Is this Ishiti supposed to be simple? Zhao Tongol stared at this so-called theme and was also dumbfounded, while the other contestants stared straight up toward the heavens in despair, wanting to cry with no tears left to shed. The host looked toward the judges sitting on the judging panel and asked teacher judges, "Is this theme difficult?" Hanyu was once again the first to speak out. To write a song based on this theme, in a short amount of time, I honestly might not be able to write one out. The other 4 judges also expressed one after another that it was extremely difficult. On the live stream, comment chat netizens also chimed in one by one, holy shit. Other people's themes are just a single keyword. And you're putting together 5 whole ones. Are you trying to launch into space or what? My wife Tongol, how about we just stop playing this game and quit and withdraw directly? The guy upstairs, why are you looking down on Queen Zhao like that? I believe she can definitely pull it off. Whether Queen Zhao can write it or not, I have no idea. But as for Master Chef C, I reckon things look a bit sketchy and hanging by a thread. Master Chef, how about we just stop playing and go back to guarding Zhu Shenlu instead? After the show ended, you went straight back to your hotel, lying down on the bed while pondering which song to plagiarize and adapt. After pondering for a long while, your mind finally started to form some clues and ideas. You abruptly flipped yourself up from the bed, then picked up the prepared paper and pen and started writing and sketching away furiously. In no time at all, a song came leaping vividly onto the paper. At that moment, your phone started ringing. It was a message from Lin Qingyan. Fengyu sang Moonlight so well, though that final composition theme is way too hard. Do you feel confident about writing a good song? Don't worry. I already have some solid ideas in mind. There won't be any problems at all. Alright then. You must be tired too, right? Get some rest early. Putting down your phone, you took a quick simple shower and went straight to sleep. In your sweet dreams, you even dreamed of you and Lin Qingyan's romantic wedding ceremony. Over the next few days, you spent your time sightseeing and traveling around Hangzhou. In the blink of an eye, time arrived at the second episode of Original Singer-Songwriter. In this episode, Zhao Tongle's luck was still blazing hot, as she drew number 1 once again. As for you, you drew number 5, which you thought was pretty good, as long as you weren't the very last one. Otherwise, waiting around makes people miserable. Zhao Tongle truly lives up to being a heavenly queen. With a stage presence that was exceptionally solid and steady, his original song was titled The Ideal City, and the content of the song perfectly hit upon this original music theme, winning unanimous praise from all 5 judges, and ultimately scoring a high score of 46 points. Following that, the contestants before you took the stage to perform one by one, yet the results weren't all that great. Even one contestant only managed to pull a score of 30 points, with an average score of just 6 per judge. When it finally came to your turn, you walked up onto the stage. Hello everyone! Today I'm bringing you an original song titled Herding Horses in the City. As the gorgeous intro music began to ring out, you also started singing with deep, intense emotion. As the song came to an end, Judge Han Yu already had eyes somewhat misty with tears up on the judging panel, while Mujiali quietly wiped away a tear from the corner of her eye. Inside the contestants' lounge, Zhao Tongle stared through the big screen at the person up on stage, her gaze carrying a hint of complicated emotion. This guy truly cannot be underestimated in the slightest. Next came the review commentary segment, and the first one to speak out was still Han Yu. I have to say, Xie Fengting's song Herding Horses in the City is a massive tearjerker. Right from the very beginning, it directly embodies solitude and the bewilderment regarding the pursuit of dreams. And moreover, the entire piece expresses the contradiction and inner struggle experienced by young people out living in the big cities. I feel that this song, Herding Horses in the City, interprets the theme to absolute perfection. So I am giving it a full 10 points. I never expected Heavenly Queen Han Yu to rate this song so exceptionally high. So, Heavenly King Liu, how many points can you give this song? To be completely honest, after the theme was locked down in the previous episode, I also tried experimenting by attempting to compose a song based on that theme, yet the song I created completely cannot hold a candle to this. Herding Horses in the City. So I am also giving it 10 points. I hope that in the upcoming episodes of the show, you can bring us even more surprises. Following the scoring by the 5 judges, you ultimately secured a score of 48 points, overpowering Zhao Tongle's The Ideal City, and temporarily ranking at the number 1 spot. On the live streaming comment chat, netizens also chimed in one after another. Master Chef, this song hits way too close to the heart. As a young person struggling and hustling away in a big city, I literally listened to this and cried. I originally thought Zhao Tongle was already completely invincible, yet I never imagined there would still be a legendary character like Master Chef around. Back in the apartment watching the live stream, Lin Qing, Yan clenched her little fist in the excitement after seeing you score such a high mark, excitedly squeezing her fists together tight. Inside the broadcasting control director's room, Tang Ming watched the continuously soaring viewer ratings, with the corners of his mouth split all the way up to his earlobes. Never in my wildest dreams did I expect this Xie Fengting to be this insanely talented. After finishing your performance, you headed back to the contestants' lounge, where Zhao Tongle cast a strange, unconventional gaze in your direction. Originally, I assumed winning this show wouldn't be too difficult for me, though looking at it now, I have no choice but to take this seriously. Hearing Zhao Tongle's words, you felt somewhat awkward. Queen Zhao, you're doing me dirty with that attitude. Why don't you go easy on me and let me win, and let me pocket that 1 million prize money instead? Zhao Tongle shot you a gorgeous eye roll. You really are such a money-obsessed geek. Everyone else comes here aiming for fame and personal breakthroughs. And look at you, you're just purely eyeing that 1 million cash. As the final contestant's performance came to a close, the big screen displayed the scores of all the contestants, with the 2 bottom-ranked contestants suffering a tragic elimination. Following that, it came once again to the show's random draw segment, and the final themes for the next episode were locked down as Reincarnated Obsession, Vows of Bewilderment, and Transcending Space and Time. During the discussion regarding the upcoming themes, Zhao Tongle addressing you as Master Chef C triggered Han Yu's inner gossip-loving heart. Tongle, you called him Master Chef Sai, So that means Z Fengting isn't even a professional musician? Coming from a formal academic background at all? Is that right? 2 episodes and 2 original musical tracks that are both this outstanding, yet he isn't even professionally trained from an academy background? So the two of you knew each other beforehand. Then how on earth did the two of you meet each other? This time, even Mujiali joined in with piqued interest. Actually, I'm a chef, and I currently run and manage a restaurant. Queen Zhao and I met over in Beijing at the Classical Poetry Association's award ceremony. A chef running a restaurant? And how on earth did the Classical Poetry Association's award ceremony fit into all of this? Hanyu felt like her head was already completely wrapped up and looped around. Let me explain it instead. Master Chef's actual profession is a chef, and then he manages a restaurant of his own. And on top of that, during the Classical Poetry Association's TikTok poetry contest, he wrote Ode to the Willow and won the championship. Following that, we met at the award ceremony, and at the time, Chen Ruhua was also there. You guys probably already know this, but Zhao Tongol and Chen Ruhua are cousins. Everyone present at the scene was completely dumbfounded. Han Yu stared at you in absolute astonishment. So you're a chef? At the same time, you're a restaurant owner. You're also a poet and simultaneously an original singer-songwriter. This identity of yours is just like the song Moonlight you sang, constantly twisting and turning through bends without stopping. So a poet who doesn't know how to cook isn't a good original singer-songwriter. Host Shobo directly dropped a god-tier summary right on the spot. Hahaha, Master Chef's true identity has finally been exposed. Holy shirty. Where is Master Chef's restaurant located? I'm going there to eat. I want to book Master Chef's service clock. This episode of the show came to a close right amidst the exposure of your identity. The next day, you opened up your phone and discovered that your TikTok follower count had already surged past 1 million. There were tons of trending searches about you across the videos. There were videos of you composing poe-breaking array at the poetry convention, as well as videos of you singing live at Chen Ruhua's concert venue back then, along with videos of Zui Xianlu and you singing inside Huang Fei's live streaming room. You're both chefs, so why are you so insanely OP? A chef who can't write songs isn't a good poet. Master Chef is so insanely talented. It feels like for this season of original singer-songwriter Zhao Tongol, wanting to secure the championship title is looking a bit sketchy and hanging by a thread. You looked at these comments and muttered to yourself, being a celebrity really is such a hassle. You closed out of the app and began pondering what song you should sing for the next episode. Which song should I plagiarize and adapt this time? After pondering for a long while, you finally got up from the bed and started writing away. The only song I can think of right now is this one, which can hit upon the theme of transcending space and time. Right, as you finished writing this song, a knock came echoing from outside the door. Opening the door, a beautiful figure lunged straight into your arms. You were slightly stunned. You rubbed Lin Qingyan, who had pounced into your embrace, and then looked up to see Chen Ruhua standing at the doorway. Why are you guys here? Why on earth shouldn't we be here? Master Chef C, aren't you surprised? Isn't it a huge surprise? A surprise you released your hold on Lin Qingyan in your arms and invited Chen Ruhua into the room. As soon as she stepped inside, Chen Ruhua kicked off her high heels and slumped half reclined onto the couch with zero regard for her image. How's it going, Master Chef C? Do you have any clues or ideas for the original track of this episode yet? You didn't answer Chen Ruhua's question, instead staring at her with a look of utter bewilderment. I have to say, Heavenly Queen Chen, just look at the way you're acting right now. What's wrong with the way I'm acting? I'm asking you a question here. Do you have any ideas for this episode's original song yet or not? You didn't answer her and simply handed your notebook over to Chen Ruhua. After taking the notebook and reading through it, Chen Ruhua was completely dumbfounded. Here she was still sitting around worrying on her end that you didn't have any composition ideas yet, and yet you had already written it out today, even though the theme only dropped yesterday. As the saying goes, comparing people to people just makes you want to die of frustration. After reading the contents written inside the notebook, Lin Qingyan also stared at you in shock, her gaze carrying a somewhat complicated expression. Ever since singing that original song at Chen Ruhua's concert, Qingyan felt like she understood you less and less by the day. Right, why did you both suddenly come running over to Hangzhou? Master Chef Z, today is already the 28th. It's the end of the month already. As for our new songs for the month of May, me and Qingyan still don't have anything settled down yet. How about it, Master Chef? Do you have any stock piled up in reserve? Quickly whip up a few songs for me and Qingyan each. Those watery, pleading big eyes were practically going to be the death of you. If it wasn't for the fact that Lin Qingyan was standing right here, this heavenly queen would probably have pulled off a full-on honey trap beauty scheme on you. You were left utterly speechlessness by Chen Ruhua's antics. You think songs grow on trees like Chinese cabbages, handing a thorny batch to each person just like that? Why don't you fly straight up into the heavens? Well, just hand us one song each first. This time, you really do need to take things seriously. Because I heard that Binfen Entertainment this time actually hired someone to tailor make a custom song specifically for Zheng Wan. Is that true? Back then, she already dropped harsh words against him. Jiang Wan, vowing to step all over Lin Qingyan, underneath her feet on the music charts. Since that's how it is, then let's start right from the main new song charts. After pondering for a brief moment, you picked the notebook up off the couch and immediately started writing away furiously. A few minutes later, you handed the notebook with the completed song over to Lin Qingyan. You figured it out already this fast. Lin Qingyan took the notebook in a slightly dazed state. After reading through it, Lin Qingyan was super excited. This song is so inspiring and motivational. I love it so much. Thank you, Afeng, saying thank you to me. Even I myself belong entirely to you. So what is writing a mere song compared to that? As soon as you finished speaking, you planted a peck right on Lin Qingyan's pretty cheek, causing Lin Qingyan's face to flush red all the way down to the roots of her neck as she fiercely pinched you hard, making you wince and bare your teeth in pain. You two can't just go around flexing your couple love like this. This sudden chunk of dog food forced Chen Ruhua to roll her eyes straight up. Yet, after finishing gorging on that dog food, Chen Ruhua smiled brightly and said to you, "What about mine? You can't just write a song exclusively for Qingyan, you know?" You had no choice but to helplessly take the notebook out of Lin Qingyan's hands and continue writing down another song right away. You couldn't not write it, seeing that you were still counting on her to take good care of Lin Qingyan. Moving forward, a few minutes later, you handed the notebook over to Chen Ruhua, who happily took the notebook and started reading through it together alongside Lin Qingyan. Painted heart, Hua Xin after a brief moment. An expression of sheer shock appeared on both of their faces once again. I always used to think that your compositional talent had an upper limit. Yet right now, I realize I was completely wrong. The creative talent of a guy like you literally doesn't have an upper limit at all. This is already the third song you've written just today alone, right? Other things I might not be all that great at. But when it comes to writing songs, in today's current music scene, there's probably hardly anyone who can surpass me. Lin Qingyan and Chen Ruhua simultaneously rewarded you with a gorgeous eye roll. Time flew by in a flash, and the third episode of Original Singer-Songwriter arrived in no time. This time, Chen Ruhua and Lin Qingyan also came down to the live scene, as the host up on the stage finished rattling off a whole string of expressions of gratitude. Toward the show's sponsors, Zhao Tongl stepped up onto the stage first as contestant number 1. The song he wrote was titled Love Across Space and Time, which perfectly hit upon the theme of this episode's required original musical track, winning a proud high score of 47 total points. Oh, you had to admit, if you weren't someone who had lived through 2 lifetimes and didn't have the buffs and blessings of memories from your past life, you genuinely wouldn't be a match for her at all. Stepping up to the stage second was Xu Rui, who also secured a score of 43 points, showing a clear noticeable improvement compared to the previous episode. This episode you weren't dozing off, instead watching attentively all the way through. Every single contestant's performance, they were all super impressive. Compared to the previous episode's show, everyone had leveled up and improved, meaning it looked like nobody was holding back their true strength anymore, and everyone had started going all out with full force. Very soon it was your turn to take the stage, and as you walked up onto the stage, thunderous applause erupted across the venue. After 2 episodes of competition, your follower count had also grown larger and larger day by day. In the center of the stage, host Xiaobo mimicked Zhao Tongle's nickname for you, Master Chef Shi. What is the original track you've brought for us this time? Up on the judging panel, the 5 judges also gazed toward you with a sense of anticipation. 3 lives, 3 worlds. You answered calmly. During the interview in the previous episode, you went ahead and claimed that Zhao Tongl wasn't necessarily your match. This time, Zhao Tongl just scored an ultra-high total of 47 points. The one speaking was Han Yu from the judging panel, who stared up at you on stage with eyes filled entirely with anticipation. You gave a slight nod. Just now, while I was in the backstage lounge, I also listened carefully to Tongle's song. It was written exceptionally well, but this original track of mine is not inferior to hers by even a single bit. So confident, huh? Then sing it with all your heart. I'm rooting for you. Following that, the accompaniment music began to ring out, and you gripped the microphone and started singing with deep emotion. As the first section came to a close, the judges on the judging panel all stared at you in absolute shock. The obsession and vows of 3 lives and 3 worlds, along with the love spanning across 3 lifetimes, were perfectly embodied and brought to life by you right here. Lin Qingyan looked up at you on stage, her gaze uncontrollably turning somewhat entranced and smitten. On the live stream broadcast screen, the comment chat was flying by in a frenzy. Why is listening to this making me feel like crying a bit? the reincarnation of 3 lives and 3 worlds, combined with that obsession and promise toward love. So touching Woo Master Chef is way too OP. Zhao Tongle's first place spot for this episode is probably looking pretty dangerous. As soon as you finished singing the song, earth-shattering cheers erupted from the audience below, with the crowd at the scene screaming like crazy. Arriving at the review commentary segment, Hanyu once again spoke out first. A love spanning across the reincarnation of 3 lives and 3 worlds. Every single line is overflowing with a stubborn obsession toward love. A gorgeous melody, combined with a melodious and lingering vocal delivery, perfectly hit upon the theme given by the show. Master Chef, Z, this song that you made me wait a whole week for truly did not disappoint me at all. So I'm giving it a full 10 points. After all the judges finished their commentary, you ultimately secured a score of 48 points, seizing first place for this episode of the show, and edging out Zhao Tonggle by just 1 single point. With the competition progressing, only 4 contestants remained, and next it came once again to the keyword drawing segment. On the big screen, dense blocks of text started flashing and jumping wildly once more, before finally locking down onto love, helplessness, and setbacks, along with pain and a heavy price. This episode's theme looked relatively simpler by comparison. To sum it all up, it was basically a sad romance song theme. The morning right after the meal. Just as you and Lin Qingyan woke up, Chen Ruhua showed up, walking right up to Lin Qingyan's side, and whispering something right into her ear, which caused Lin Qingyan's face to flush red all the way down to the roots of her neck, and even made her steal a sneaky glance toward you. What kind of secret whispers are those two talking about? Could they possibly be discussing some kind of blushing intimate adult stuff? Master Chef, the title track for Qingyan's album, needs to go live as soon as humanly possible. The company plans to release Qingyan's album in June. You gave Chen Ruhua a speechless thumbs up. You didn't mention such a massive matter when you first arrived, and only brought it up now. You really treat me like some kind of almighty immortal god, huh? Though, is Qingyan's album really only missing its title track? Naturally, the more songs the better. To be honest, the other tracks provided by the company over there aren't really satisfying to us at all. Then why didn't you say anything when you first got here? Leaving the schedule so incredibly tight now. You felt like marching up and choking Chen Ruhua out right on the spot, facing your fierce murderous gaze. Chen Ruhua didn't say a word, simply casting a casual, indifferent side glance at you. Alright, don't go blaming Sister Ru either. Actually, this whole album matter was a last-minute impromptu decision. Yesterday, Sister Ru received news that Zhengwan is launching a brand new album at the beginning of June. And because she was afraid of distracting you from your show at night, she delayed telling you until today, so that was how it was. Though isn't it just a few songs anyway? I've got plenty to spare. You walked straight up to the coffee table, picked up a pen, and started writing away furiously. As soon as the 10th sheet of A4 paper was fully written out, you put down your pen and let out a long breath of relief. By now, the two beauties were already unfazed by your ability to churn out songs as easily as drinking water. Yet this massive drop of songs completely left them mind-boggled and dazed. Once Chen Ruhua finished handling this business, she didn't stick around to disturb you any longer. After Chen Ruhua left, Lin Qingyan dropped some heavy news on you. Chen Ruhua was already preparing for her farewell concert tour, which left you completely shocked. She was currently right at the peak of her momentum and career. So why on earth was she retiring from the entertainment industry? Because of Chairman Chen's health reasons. Chairman Chen hopes that Chen Ruhua will step down from the music scene and take over the company's workload with peace of mind. How on earth did you find out about all these things? Sister Ru told me about it with her own mouth. You were slightly stunned. Did Chen Ruhua tell Lin Qingyan about these matters too? What is the meaning of all this? You looked at Lin Qingyan with a hint of worry in your eyes. An absolute behemoth of an entity like Chuangxi Entertainment. Doing a top-level power handover, there's bound to be some serious trouble going down. For her to even talk to you about a thing like this, I know you're worried that I'll get sucked into some kind of mess that I won't be able to control. But rest assured, I'm not some fool. Alright, I'm gonna go pack my things now. You go take a rest for a bit. Since the album has to go live in June, Sister Ru will definitely be booking an afternoon flight back to Modyu. Alright, my big beauty Lin is the smartest of them all, saying that you also helped Lin Qingyan pack up together. After Lin Qingyan left, you started once again to boringly count down the time and pass the days. Amidst the listless and tedious waiting, the 4th episode of Original Singer-Songwriter finally arrived. At the start of the show, it was the exact same process and the exact same routine. Yet for the contestants, this particular episode was the most crucial and critical episode of all. Because if anyone got eliminated in this episode, they would completely forfeit any chance at the championship title. In this episode, you once again drew the very last spot to take the stage. Up on the stage, Zhu Rui had already finished his original performance and secured a high score of 43 points. During the lengthy wait, Zhao Tonggle walked off the stage with a high score of 47 points. Li Lingling took the stage as the third contestant, and ultimately also garnered a high score of 45 points. When it finally came to your turn to take the stage, you had the show's production crew prepare a guitar for you. Hello everyone. Today I'm bringing you a song titled The Price of Love. As you spoke, you began strumming the guitar strings. When the song came to an end, Hanyu on the judging panel had already cried into an absolute mess of tears, and Mujali was also shedding tears uncontrollably. Inside the contestants' lounge, Zhao Tongl stared blankly and dazed at the big screen, finding it completely baffling. When you are still this young, how on earth can you write lyrics like these? On the live broadcast screen, dense walls of comment chats flooded across. 1901 to know, the person who wrote the song used their brain. 1902, the person who sang the song used their heart. 1903, the person who listened to the song used their feelings. 1904, and the person with the story shed their tears. 1905, Vat the Master Chef, this song cuts way too deep into the soul. 1906, I listened to it and cried, and when my wife asked me why I was crying. 1907, I turned around and backhanded her with a slap right away. 1908, I just got divorced the day before yesterday. 1909, and I'm sitting here alone drinking away my depression. 1910, the price of love really is massive, truly massive indeed. 1911, the guy upstairs is your wife pretty. 1912, I'm totally willing to take over as a second-hand receiver. 1913 down, host. Xiaobo stepped up onto the stage, dear judges. 1914, how do you view 1915 Noah's Master Chef's song, The Price of Love. 1916, no one spoke up for a moment. 1917, in the past every single time the judges gave their reviews. 1918, Hanyu would always be the first one to open her mouth. 1919, yet this time around. 1920, neither Hanyu nor Mujiali took the lead in speaking out. 1921, clearly both of them were still immersed within the artistic conception of the song. 1922, and hadn't managed to pull themselves out yet. 1923, actually for this original song. 1924, I have no way left to evaluate it. 1925, simple and straightforward lyrics. 1926, along with a simple melody. 1927, yet it manages to fiercely grab hold of the emotional depths inside the listeners' hearts. 1928, I'm giving it a full 10 points. So 1929, Zhang Lingqi was the first to give out her review evaluation. 1930 bugs, and this was also since the premiere of original singer-songwriter. 1931, the very first 10-point full score she had ever handed out. 1932, our judge Hu Quan had eyes red-rimmed with tears. 1933, and said to you for this song, I am giving it 9 points. 1934, yays for why it isn't 10 points. 1935, it's not because this song. 1936, fails to reach a full score here in my book. 1937, rather, it's because my anticipation for the track you will create. 1938, in the grand finals has grown even stronger. 1939, I hope that in the finals. 1940, you can win the full score right here from me. 1941, without saying too much extra. 1942, I'm giving it 10 points. 1943, Chong, before the host even had a chance to speak. 1944, Liu Jincheng chimed in. First, I'm also giving it 10 points. 1945, and this song is up until now. 1946, the single song that has hit closest to the heart that I have ever heard. 1947, Master Chef, what on earth have you experienced in life? 1948, to be able to write lyrics like these. 1949, facing Mujali's question. 1950, all you fell silent. I'm just a plagiarizing transmigrator, damn it. With no other choice, you could only give a perfunctory reply until Jolly misunderstood. I don't actually have any painful emotional experiences in my past. In fact, as things stand right now, my emotional life is extremely happy and blessed. I have someone I deeply love, and I also have a girlfriend who deeply loves me back. This song was written purely through my imagination. Just by relying on the imagination inside his brain, he can write such a deeply moving song. Is this what being a genius is all about? Meanwhile, the netizens' focus and attention will forever remain locked squarely on juicy gossip. It's solid proof that Master Chef wasn't just talking about his songwriting experiences, because at the same time, without even realizing it, he just went ahead and tossed a massive handful of dog food right at everyone. I just started crushing on Master Chef, and Master Chef immediately drops a bomb. There goes my heartbreaking again. This marks my 108th heartbreak. Inside the contestants' lounge, Zhao Tongl fell into a slight trance upon hearing your words. So he actually has a girlfriend already. Over at the artist apartments of Chuangxi Entertainment. Lin Qingyan, wide open those adorable oversized cartoonish eyes of hers, as she gazed at you inside the live broadcast screen, the corners of her lips curving up slightly, while her gaze overflowed entirely with a vibrant look of pure happiness. Yet over on the other side, Chen Ruhua stared at the live broadcast screen with a somewhat lost and dejected gaze, wondering what on earth she was thinking about inside her heart. Up on the stage, following Mujiali's silence, Hanyu wiped away her tears. Apologies for failing to keep my emotions under control and making a fool of myself in front of everyone. This song, The Price of Love, successfully made my defenses shatter entirely. As everyone actually knows, I've been through a marriage that could hardly be considered happy. So for MasterChef's song right here in my book, I am still giving it a full 10 points. Following Hanyu's final score announcement, you secured a score of 49 points, a win once again edging out Zhao Tongol, and winning the championship title for episode 4 of the show Original Singer-Songwriter. Ultimately, you and Zhao Tongol emerge victorious, and will face off in a duel during the 6th episode to decide the ultimate champion, while Xu Rui and Li Lingling were regretfully eliminated, leaving them to duel it out in the upcoming episode instead. The person who achieves victory will become this season's original singer-songwriter of the season. This episode did not draw any original keywords anymore. According to the production crew's statement, for the third place battle, they hope the contestants can completely let loose and go all out in their originality, creating within the fields they are most skilled at. After the show ended, you went back to your hotel and went to sleep early. Early the next morning, a knock rang out from the doorway, and upon opening the door, you were stunned. Director Tang and Jiali. Why are you guys here? Saying that, you invited them to step inside the room. Today, Jolly and I came to ask Master Chef C for a favor. The next episode is the third place battle, and originally, it wouldn't require Master Chef C to make an appearance. Yet the production crew hopes that Master Chef C can, on the next episode's show, collaborate with Jolly on a song together. So that's how it is. You just want me and Sister Jolly to duet a song together in the upcoming episode, right? Yes. As for what song to sing, you guys can decide it yourselves. Master Chef Xie, why don't you take advantage of these next few days to write a brand new song, and let's sing it together. Mujiali gazed at you, her eyes revealing an expression full of anticipation. Write a brand new song, huh? Alright. Getting to collaborate with a veteran Heavenly Queen is still pretty awesome, but the champion's reward has got to be bumped up to 1.5 million. How about it? As you finished speaking, your expression gradually shifted as you rubbed your hands together eagerly. Hearing that, Director Tang was completely dumbfounded. So you came here purely for the prize money? Could it be that you're so certain you can win the championship? Alright, I agree to your terms. Who told you to be a walking traffic magnet? If so, during the final grand finale episode, you'll also need to invite a guest to give you a support boost, and take the stage to perform a duet with you on your original song. Mujiali watched you from the side as you went back and forth, haggling and bargaining, and was left completely dumbfounded. Alright, I agree. Aren't they just 2 songs? I've got tons of them packed inside my brain. As for the supporting guest performer, you can just have Lin Qingyan squeeze out some time to make a trip over when the time comes. Alright, since Master Chef Shi has agreed, then we'll be heading off first. After seeing them off, you listen to Mujiali's songs on NetEase Cloud Music, and listening to this vocal timbre, an idea popped into your mind instantly. It has to be this one. In your past life, Lao Jue and his backup vocalist performed this song with such an incredible vibe, and it just so happens to fit Teacher Jolly's vocal tone perfectly as well. Once this news was officially released to the public, it instantly dominated the trending search list. The third place showdown battle of Original Singer-Songwriter Episode 5, with Judge Teacher joining in for a live performance. Underneath the trending search topics, the comment sections were flooded with all sorts of reactions. Among all the comments, you spotted a message left by a fan named Luo Shujuan. They expressed that their startup business had failed, plunging them right into the lowest, darkest valley of their life. Facing the lack of understanding from their family members, the cold mockery and sarcastic sneers of relatives, and even having briefly entertained thoughts of ending their own life, they hoped you could write a song to encourage them and help pull themselves out of the dark predicament currently facing them. After reading through this message, your mood felt extremely complicated. After closing your phone and pondering briefly for a moment, you hopped straight into a car and headed directly toward the recording studio of the Original Singer-Songwriter production team. After half a day of recording work, you returned to your hotel and posted a new Weibo status right at the very first moment. Life inevitably comes with its share of setbacks, and all of us have been cross-examined and interrogated by reality at some point. Do you still remember what your answer was back then? Perhaps your answer at that time was filled with depression and despair, but it doesn't matter. As long as you persist and keep working hard, we will ultimately march toward the light. The song titled Your Answer is dedicated to our fan Ms. Luo Shujuan, and simultaneously dedicated to all those people out there who find themselves stuck in a period of life's bewilderment. Beneath the text, you attached a video recording of you performing the song. The moment the Weibo post went live, it quickly drew countless fans to leave comments and share it like wildfire. This is the exact Master Chef C I know and love, pampering your fans with real skill. Huge props, this song is so insanely inspiring. It literally listened to it and cried my eyes out. Thank you, Master Chef, for the inspiration. We will all step out of the darkness and march toward the light. The comments from the fans were extraordinarily lively and buzzing. And as you watched this Weibo post get pushed up to the trending search list, you also left a reply down below, hoping this song can encourage Lo Shujuan to walk out of her current dark moment and embrace the light that belongs to her. At this moment, inside a modest residential house in the suburbs of Rongcheng, Lo Shujuan saw your Weibo post, clicked on your video, and after listening through it, she covered her mouth and sobbed uncontrollably. Thank you, Master Chef, for the encouragement. I will definitely pull myself together and work hard to walk out of this predicament and go embrace the light that belongs to me. As Lo Shujuan's message went live, your fans rushed to like and upvote it, also drawing the care and warm greetings of countless netizens. In the time that followed next, you spent an entire day practicing the new song together with Mujiali. Mujiali's soft and gentle voice left you utterly captivated and unable to get enough. She truly lives up to being a veteran heavenly queen, with actual strength that is insanely OP and badass. Amidst your listless and tedious waiting, the time finally arrived for the day of the show's broadcast. The live stream kicked off, amidst a whole string of expressions of gratitude outputted by the host. Toward all the major sponsors, taking the stage first were Zhao Tonggle and Liu Jincheng, who prepared a song that was extremely heartfelt and warmly uplifting, a positive love song that won cheers and applause from the entire house. Sometimes you really couldn't help but admire Zhao Tonggle. The singer-songwriter Heavenly Queen really wasn't someone who got her reputation undeservedly, and as a veteran Heavenly King, Liu Jincheng also possessed extraordinary singing prowess, with transitions between high and low pitches that were practically as smooth as flowing clouds and moving water. As the song came to an end, you walked up onto the stage carrying a guitar alongside Mujiali. Hello everyone. Today, we're bringing you a song titled Farewell My Concubine Bawang Bieji. There will be a tiny little surprise hidden inside this song. Just as you finished speaking, Mujiali rushed to speak up and add, as soon as those words left your mouth, your vocals and guitar strumming rang out simultaneously. Anticipating, carrying the grievance, my king, this humble maiden will follow you in this lifetime of misjudgment. As it was sung to this point, Hanyu on the judging panel stood up in a sudden flash. This is the traditional opera singing style Shikyang. The other three judges also looked at the two of you on stage in sheer shock, their eyes filled entirely with utter disbelief. The comment chats on the live broadcast screen were already densely packed. Brother Lo wrote the moving and tragic story of farewell. My concubine so vividly and lifelike. It felt as if I were right there, gazing at that heroic and tragic scene over the Wujiang River. Zhao Tonggle watched you up on the stage from the lounge, plunging into deep contemplation once again. Does his talent truly have no bounds or limits at all? Lin Qingyan over in Modu, watching him inside the live broadcast screen, couldn't help but curl the corners of her lips upward slightly. The next episode is when I get to duet with him. What kind of song will he write for us, I wonder? Lin Qingyan's heart was filled with sweet anticipation. Likewise, in Modu Chenruhua, watching the two of you on the live broadcast screen, couldn't help feeling a sense of envy toward Mujiali deep in her heart. If the person doing the duet with Sifeng were me instead, how wonderful that would have been. Director Tang Ming backstage was also left completely speechless with shock by those two lines of traditional opera vocals. He truly hadn't misjudged his man. Master Chef C's talent simply had no boundaries. Meanwhile, the netizens in the live stream also exploded en masse. What on earth did I just hear? Traditional opera vocals. How on earth is Master Chef's brain even wired? He actually managed to blend traditional opera singing techniques into pop music. Is this ushering in a brand new trend and direction for the Chinese music scene? Master Chef rocks 666. Ending up causing my heart to change allegiance. The song finally came to an end amidst your harmonious vocals together, and overwhelming deafening applause erupted throughout the broadcast studio. Host Xiaobo hurried up onto the stage. Master Chef Shi, how on earth did you think of incorporating traditional opera singing techniques into mainstream pop music? You felt utterly miserable inside. You were dreading the exact moment someone would ask this question. Sure enough, the host went right ahead and asked it directly. How did I think of it? Think about my ass. I literally copied it straight over from someone else's work. I'm just a plagiarizing transmigrator, damn it. Although you were thinking this inside your heart, you still opened your mouth slowly, because I feel that art has no boundaries or limits. Traditional opera is inherently a treasured gem of Hua Guo, yet traditional opera no longer matches the artistic aesthetics of contemporary people. So I had this kind of thought beforehand. Could we perhaps within mainstream pop music incorporate some traditional opera singing techniques inside it, allowing traditional opera in another kind of way to be presented in front of everyone? This time we merely made a tiny little trial attempt before the host even had a chance to speak. Hanyu rushed to speak up. You mean to say that in the future you will still create works in this direction? Yes, this time was simply a simple trial attempt, and the traditional opera vocal segments only amounted to 1 or 2 lines. Later on, I should probably try to compose songs where traditional opera parts make up a much higher proportion. As soon as you finished speaking, Hanyu revealed an eager and covetous gaze as she looked over. Can you write one for me too? I've actually studied traditional opera before, and I can definitely perform way better than Jolly. Furthermore, not a single penny of the copyright fees will be shorted from you. Mujali, on the other hand, rolled her eyes directly at Hanyu. However, this eye-rolling motion was precisely captured by the cameraman brother. Holy crap, am I seeing things or what? Is Jolly really rolling her eyes right now? My Jolly is truly full of charm and lingering grace. That eye roll practically made my heart melt away. Up on stage facing Hanyu's eager and expectant gaze. You agreed without the slightest hesitation. Copyright fees, you say? Well then, what else is there to even talk about? Turning down money is something only a fool would do. I'll write it. I definitely have to write it. Receiving your affirmative reply. Hanyu was so overjoyed that she couldn't close her mouth from ear to ear. Meanwhile, the host at this moment also announced that the guest duet segment had concluded and that it would immediately commence this season's original singer-songwriter third place battle showdown. You returned to the lounge, where Zhao Tongl glanced at you out of the corner of his eye, before turning his head back to gaze at the massive screen. Up on the stage at this very moment, what was being performed? An intense and thrilling duel for the third place battle. You were feeling pretty bored waiting around. You wanted to leave but couldn't, and you still had to wait until the showdown concluded to draw the keywords for the next episode. You were extremely puzzled. Why was everyone allowed to play it however they wanted this episode, as long as it was original work? Yet for the upcoming grand finals next episode, it required everyone, just like in previous episodes, to draw keywords and compose music based on a designated theme prompt. Who knows what on earth that old Fox Tengming was thinking? Your song tonight was really good. Do you actually know traditional opera? Zhao Tongl wasn't watching the massive screen anymore. She turned her head to stare straight at you. Not at all. You didn't expect Zhao Tongl to ask you this. Then about your song tonight? Oh, you mean this? How could this even be considered traditional opera? In essence, it's still fundamentally a pop song. It just utilizes a few traditional opera vocal styling techniques, that's all. Regarding your explanation, Zhao Tongl nodded approvingly, after which she stopped speaking, turned her head back to look at the massive screen, and yet kept sneaking sideways glances at you from time to time. It was quite obvious she had something on her mind to say but found it awkward to bring up, which made you feel somewhat uncomfortable. Right, when you were about to open your mouth to ask, the competition up on the stage came to an end. Li Lingling defeated Shu Rui by a 2-point advantage. Claiming the third place title of this season's original singer-songwriter, the two of them walked down the stage amidst the cheers of the audience. Shortly after, you and Zhao Tongl walked back up onto the stage together to draw the original theme keywords, as the entries on the massive screen scrolled past rapidly. The keywords made their appearance, missing someone Sinian. Love magic wind. Regret calligraphy. Gazing at the keywords on the screen, you stood there in a slight daze. The answer to this prompt is practically screaming out right in my face. It's my turn to take the stage. After the show ended, you walked down the stage, and no sooner had you walked a few steps than Zhao Tongl hurried up to catch pace with you. Master Chef T, wait up for me. You turned around and looked at Zhao Tongl with a puzzled expression. What's the deal here? Back in the lounge just moments ago, she was giving me the cold shoulder and ignoring me completely. Why is she calling out to stop me right now? Zhao Tongl walked right up in front of you, opening wide her 2 large expressive eyes as she stared right at you, looking somewhat hesitant and holding back what she wanted to say. I say, Heavenly Queen Zhao, could you please not look at me like that? If you got something to say, just spit it out directly. Let's head back to the hotel together. What, head back to the hotel together? I have some matters I'd like to discuss with you. Zhao Tongl gazed at you, with a trace of anticipation glittering in her eyes. You shot a sideways glance at Zhao Tongl. So you actually had something to say, huh? Hey, what kind of look is that supposed to be? Are you unwilling? If you're unwilling, then forget it. Asking me to go back to the hotel with you in the middle of the night like this. Don't you know this is super easy for people to misunderstand? Misunderstand what? Zhao Tongl stared at you blankly with a dazed look, before instantly seeming to realize something, her face flushing red all at once, clawing and gesticulating wildly as she lunged straight toward Zifeng Ting. I'm gonna choke the life out of you, damn it. The production crew's staff members who were busy packing up equipment on set, hearing Zhao Tongl's roar, all turned their curious gazes over toward the two of you. Holy crap, a gentleman uses his words, not his hands, alright? A gentleman, and my looks-wise a gentleman. I'm gonna throttle you to death, you total pervert. After returning to the hotel, You followed Zhao Tongl right into her room. It was only now that you realized Zhao Tongl's room actually happened to be the highest tier luxury suite. You sat down on the sofa, covering your face with one hand. Looking utterly depressed, this woman really plays for keeps. She almost completely ruined my handsome face. Alright, stop moping around already. Who told you to run your mouth and spout nonsense? I'm certainly not as easy to bully as Chen Ruhua. Chen Ruhua is easy to bully. Big sis, you must have some serious misconceptions about her. It's like, if it were Chen Ruhua instead, I would have scratched her face to shreds. Isn't my face already scratched to shreds enough? You pointed straight at your own face, where a bright red scratch mark stood out with absolute prominence. If you dare talk nonsense again, I can still manage to scratch up your other cheek as well. Zhao Tongl stared straight at you, waving and flashing that pair of pretty little claws of hers. You shrank your neck back instantly, shooting a sideways glare back at Zhao Tongl. That's only because big ol' me was letting you win. If I actually started taking things seriously, would I really let myself get bullied by you like this? Isn't that utter nonsense? What on earth did you call me over here for anyway? You were still completely in the dark up until now, having no idea what Zhao Tongl wanted with you? It's because of my dad. My dad is with the Huaguo Traditional Opera Association, and nowadays traditional opera is no longer accepted by young people. He has always wanted to change the impression traditional opera holds in the hearts of the youth, and bring traditional opera back into people's line of sight once again. So I want to ask you to help my dad write a traditional opera-style song that has a relatively high sing-along popularity. To let traditional opera return to the public's field of vision once more, you had to admit that Zhao Tongl's idea was very naive. A traditional opera-style song might dazzle people for a brief moment, and make people today pay attention to the traditional opera once again. Yet, that would only be temporary. Today's social development and cultural diversification, coupled with changing fashion and pop culture trends, all doom traditional opera to a decline, gradually getting phased out and eliminated by the times. Nowadays, the only people who listen to opera are just elderly folks, right? Whereas the youth of today, under the dominance of Western cultural values, find that traditional opera, along with the Huaguo humanistic spirit and aesthetics it represents, are no longer suited for the young people of today. Beauty Zhao, a single popular traditional opera-style song, can't change a single thing. The decline of traditional opera is the trend of the era, and its elimination is destined from the start. Zhao Tongl agreed completely with your words. It's just that my father holds an obsession toward the inheritance of traditional opera, and Zhao Tongl desperately wants to help, yet finds herself unable to help at all. Whether it succeeds or fails, we still have to try it out right. Won't you help write one? Consider it helping my dad provide a brand new reference direction. Zhao Tongl walked over to your side, clutched your arm, and acted all coquettish with a baby voice. You widened your eyes and stared at her, with eyeballs practically popping right out of your head. This tone of voice, this delicate coquettish vibe. Is this even the same Zhao Tongl I know? Hey, what kind of look is that supposed to be? Nothing at all. You mustn't let yourself get fooled by her current tender and delicate exterior. The scratch mark on your face was still hurting right now. So are you going to write it or not? Zhao Tongl shot a fiercely menacing glare straight at you. I'll write it. I'll definitely write it, facing Zhao Tongl's murderous gaze. You rushed to agree on the spot. Besides, Hanyu wanted a traditional opera-style song anyway, so you could just write them together at the same time. When talking about traditional opera, the very first thing that popped into your mind was that legendary song overflowing with national righteousness. You were the one who agreed to this, oh, and it definitely wasn't me forcing you, haha. Alright, now step down and dismiss yourself. This imperial concubine is going to bathe and rest. You were left with your head covered in dark veins of frustration by her antics. Is this woman some kind of ever-changing shape-shifting queen? She even brought out the title of imperial concubine now. I'll be damned if I ever fall for your crap again. Following your stellar performance of Farewell My Concubine, during the third place battle showdown, time quickly rolled around once again to the day before the grand finals. Amidst your arduous and painstaking anticipation, Lin Xingyan finally arrived in Hangcheng. You handed the completed duet song written for the finals over to Lin Qingyan. After taking a look at it, she looked at you with deep curiosity. You don't even have dimples, so how on earth did you ever think of this? You pointed straight at your own forehead. By imagining that I have them, of course. Whenever Lin Qingyan was around, time always flew by in a flash. On the day of the show's official broadcast, you walked hand in hand with Lin Qingyan into the contestants' lounge, leaving Zhao Tongl, who had been waiting inside the lounge early on with a head full of question marks. Yet when you laid eyes on the heavenly Queen Chen beside her, you were also left utterly shocked and dumbfounded. Lin Qingyan also widened her eyes in disbelief as she gazed at Chen Ruhua, while Chen Ruhua simply curled her lips into a small pout. Alright, you guys can stop looking so shocked now. I am Zhao Tongle's guest performer coming to support her duet. She then turned her head and shot a side glance at Zhao Tongle. And you can stop staring at those two with that kind of utterly incredulous look on your face either. Those two are childhood sweethearts after all. And MasterChef C signing with our Chuangxi was also entirely because of Lin Qingyan. After listening to Chen Ruhua's words, Zhao Tongle fell into a slight daze. Childhood sweethearts, huh? Chen Ruhua's inner thoughts also appeared somewhat complicated. With her emotions feeling a bit low and depressed, you were also finding it utterly unbelievable inside. Even though the two of them are cousin sisters, didn't they usually start bickering the moment they laid eyes on each other? With Chen Ruhua serving as Zhao Tongle's guest performer, wouldn't these two end up scratching each other's eyes out right on stage? Lin Qingyan walked over to Chen Ruhua's side and looped her arm through hers. Ruhua, sis, how come you didn't come here together with me? As if I'd want to ruin your guys' rare and precious alone time together. Zhao's second place stopped, sitting over there looking so shocked. Better hurry up and fix your mental state, or else it's gonna mess up your performance vibe later. What did you just call me, Zhao second place? Every single episode you finish in second place, so isn't that just Zhao second place? Chen Ruhua, I'm gonna throttle you to death, damn it. Zhao Tongle, like a little wildcat whose tail had just been stepped on, lunged claws out and gesticulating wildly toward Chen Ruhua. Chen Ruhua wasn't about to back down either, meeting Zhao Tongle's incoming claws head on, and the two of them immediately started trading blows and going at it right on the sofa. Watching the two of them going completely wild, you slapped your forehead and silently asked the heavens in speechlessness. As expected, this is the true correct way for Chen Ruhua and Zhao Tongle to interact when they're together. Thank goodness the production team didn't set up any cameras inside the lounge. Otherwise, these two wild and crazy antics of theirs would definitely score them countless new fans. Lin Qingyan was standing frozen in place, staring in sheer disbelief at the back and forth tussle between Chen Ruhua and Zhao Tongle. I say, you two heavenly queens, we're about to go on stage right now. Are you two planning to just head up onto the stage? Looking all messy and disheveled like this. You glanced at the time, and then looked at the two powerhouses, who were still trading blows, feeling utterly speechless, hearing your words. Chen Ruhua and Zhao Tongle finally stopped bickering and clawing at each other, exchanged a mutual glance, and only then remembered they still had a show to record. They hurried to start fixing up and tidying their makeup. Once the two of them finished cleaning up, the show officially kicked off. The fact that this episode's grand finals would feature guest performers was already known to the audience long beforehand, except that on the promotional posters, the guest performers had their identities blurred out and kept mysterious. You have to hand it to him. That guy, Tang Ming's methods of keeping people hooked and hanging on are truly played to absolute perfection. After host Zhao Bo finished thanking all the major sponsors, Chen Ruhua and Zhao Tongle both walked up onto the stage together. Thunderous applause erupted across the live venue, with everyone shouting and cheering for Heavenly Queen Chen. In the online live broadcast screen, the bullet comments were flying thick and fast. Chen Ruhua backing up Zhao Tongle is seriously totally unexpected, yet at the same time completely makes sense. Aren't those two gonna start bickering and scratching each other's eyes out right on stage? Bicker what bicker? You fake fan up there in the chat? Even though those two constantly bicker with each other, they always have each other's backs when it really counts. They are true besties through and thick. Sometimes you guys are just genuinely clueless. Up on the stage, Chen Ruhua and Zhao Tongle had already begun their duet performance, which was a new pop song freshly written by Zhao Tongle. It sounded amazing and gave everyone a refreshing, bright-eyed feeling once the song finished. It received unanimous praise from the live audience and judges alike. Following that, you and Lin Qingyan walked hand in hand onto the stage. As soon as Lin Qingyan's figure appeared on stage, overwhelming earth-shattering applause swept in from down below. Inside the livestream, the bullet comments were already densely packed. MasterChef's guest performer is actually Qingyan. We totally should have guessed this ages ago. Damn it, all of Qingyan's recent songs were written by MasterChef anyway. MasterChef definitely has ulterior motives here. I feel like I'm about to lose Qingyan. I'm having my heart broken. Wake up, dude, up there. Qingyan belongs to me. MasterChef, step outside so we can draw our blades and duel. What is the song you guys are going to sing? Hanyu looked toward the two people on stage, her eyes brimming with curiosity. This song is called Little Dimples. As the accompaniment music began to play, your singing voice also rang out across the stage. Chen Ruhua and Zhao Tongle stood at the edge of the stage entranceway, gazing at Lin Qingyan up on the stage, their eyes both revealing a tiny trace of envy. Backstage director Tang Ming watched the live broadcast ratings data, smiling so wide he couldn't close his mouth, resembling a blooming chrysanthemum. Meanwhile, the bullet comments inside the livestream were flying everywhere. I remember in a previous episode of the show, MasterChef mentioned that he already has a girlfriend. I've got a really bad feeling about this. Drag the guy up there out of the chat. Qingyan belongs to me. The way those two locked eyes and gazed at each other on stage, it was so sweet it was practically melting. I'm shipping their CP with tears in my eyes. Once the song ended, you didn't let go of Lin Qingyan's little hand, and instead gripped it even tighter. Feeling the strength radiating from your hand, Lin Qingyan's face flushed even redder, looking just like a fully ripened apple. As the comments and flavor of the moment washed over them, Mujiali looked at you with a bizarre, strange gaze. If anyone tells me there's nothing fishy going on between these two, I wouldn't believe it even if you beat me to death. Yeah, their performance up on the stage was basically like force-feeding dog food to audiences nationwide. Hanyu also looked like an inquisitive little baby, staring at all of you up on the stage. Host Xiaobo always waited until after Hanyu and Mujiali finished speaking, before leisurely strolling back up onto the stage. Master Chef Shi, how on earth did you manage to invite Lin Qingyan? And furthermore, all of Lin Qingyan's recent songs seem to have been written entirely by you. Well, we're signed to the same company. Whenever I have a song that suits Qingyan, I just let her sing it. When I needed a guest performer this time around, I contacted Qingyan at the very first moment, and she agreed straight away. Hearing this, the host didn't continue digging into the gossip any further. Judging by this stance, they weren't going to squeeze out any juicy inside scoop anyway. So he directly announced that the show was entering the final competition segment. As expected, Zhao Tongl took the stage first, as the accompaniment music rang out. Accompanied right along with it was Zhao Tongl's singing voice, every single note piercing straight into the ear like sounds of nature. Once the song concluded, all 5 judges awarded her high scores. Zhao Tongl ultimately claimed a high score of 48 points. 48 points? Can she really win with that? Chen Ruhua couldn't help but start feeling worried. Lin Qingyan grabbed hold of your hand, her eyes completely filled with loving encouragement. Walking up onto the stage, a song called Lanting Shu, dedicated to everyone. The judges down below, upon hearing your song title, could not help but light up with bright expressions. Could it be inspired by the greatest piece of running script calligraphy, the Orchid Pavilion preface? As the accompaniment music began to play, your singing voice also rang out across the venue. Up in the judge's seat, Hanyu stared at you with eyes wide open in sheer astonishment. A traditional national style track, using the tracing copybooks of the Lanting Shu to hit upon the calligraphy theme. Right here, 2 core keywords have already been brought out in one go. Master Chef C is truly terrifying beyond measure. Mujiali also nodded in agreement. This has only just begun. Yet the song's imagery and atmosphere are already fully realized. Such a gorgeous song. Inside the bullet chats, netizens had already filled the screen to absolute maximum capacity. Oh god, Master Chef's song this time. My baby Tongl is amazing. What are you randomly screaming for upstairs, dude? Even though Master Chef's song is amazing, it's not like Tongl has zero chance either. Support Tongl all the way. Master Chef wrote this song way too beautifully. It can totally rival his legendary track Blue and White Porcelain, right at the edge of the stage entranceway. Zhao Tongl stared at the stage and helplessly lowered her head, knowing deep down that she had likely lost this match. Chen Ruhua walked over to Zhao Tongl's side, reaching out to wrap an arm around her. Master Chef's talent is simply too terrifying. Among all the people present here today, including those 5 folks sitting in the judges' seats, who on earth would ever dare claim they can steadily defeat him? Yeah, this guy's talent is just flat out terrifying. Following Chen Ruhua's comforting words, Zhao Tongl also seemed to have processed it and figured it out. Raising her head to flash a smile at Chen Ruhua, "Don't worry. This isn't enough to crush or defeat me. There will come a day when I'll beat him up on the stage." Your performance had also entered its second part. Up in the judging panel, Hanyu leaped to his feet in excitement once again. The verse of the second part is completely different from the first part. He's not just repeating the lyrics of the first part at all. Does his musical talent genuinely have no upper limit? Zhao Tongl stood frozen in place on the spot. How could my hidden thoughts be stitched so tightly into embroidered shoes, every needle full of resentment like flowers grieving butterflies who are you resenting? Blue and White Porcelain had its trio of heartbreaks, and now Lanting Shu has its trio of grievances, with lyrics this stunningly beautiful. How on earth does he even write things like this? Inside the live broadcast stream, the bullet comments were also exceptionally lively and buzzing. It's over, it's totally over. My title as Zhao second place is never gonna get shaken off now. Once the song finished playing, tidal waves of thunderous applause erupted from down below in the audience. After quite a moment, host Xiaobo leisurely strolled back up onto the stage. Well then, coming up next, let's invite all of our esteemed judges to grade and score Master Chef C's song Lanting Shu. The first one to speak up was, as expected, Hanyu. Master Chef Xi used the tracing copybooks of the Orchid Pavilion preface as an entry point. flawlessly and completely embodying all the theme keywords drawn from the previous episode. As for this traditional national style track, aside from that other piece you wrote, Blue and White Porcelain, which was made public by Hwayang, I seriously cannot find a single work anywhere that could surpass this Lanting Shu in brilliance. So I am giving it a full 10 points. And I completely agree with Sister Yu's statement. And I'm also giving it 10 points. Mujiali, being concise and straight to the point, directly gave out her score. Liu Jincheng gave you a direct thumbs up. I have to hand it to you and admit you are truly a demonic musical genius. So I'm also giving it 10 points. Regarding MasterChef Xi's song, Lanting Shu, I genuinely cannot find a single reason not to award it a perfect score. So I'm also giving it 10 points. Finally, everyone's gazes all converged squarely upon Zhang Lingqi. Zhang Lingqi chuckled lightly. Well, you're really dumping all the pressure right onto me now, haha. Although I've always been extremely optimistic about Tongol, this time I can only express my deepest regrets to her. This song, Lanting Shu, just like what Quan said, I can't find any reason whatsoever to deduct points either. So I'm also giving it 10 points. Following the revelation of the score from the very last judge teacher, your final tally was locked in at a perfect score of 50 points. Congratulations to MasterChef Say for claiming the championship crown of this season's original singer-songwriter with a flawless perfect score. In the ultimate grand finals, Zhao Tongol with a score of 48 points, with a perfect score of full marks, winning the championship throne of this season's original musician competition. Zhao Tongyu with a score of 48 points claimed the position of this season's runner-up. Backstage director Tang Ming beamed with a glowing, radiant face, turning to laugh heartily toward his assistant. I finally pushed the original singer-songwriter show to the absolute #1 spot in viewership ratings. Tonight's late night supper is on me, order whatever you want. My treat following Tang Ming's declaration. A whole array of different cheers instantly burst out from the production crew. Director Tang is a boss. Director Tang live 100 years and have 100 sons. With this, the original singer-songwriter show came to a perfect close. At the stage entranceway, you pulled Lin Qingyan's hand. 1.5 million is officially in the bag. My fund for a future wife just got even thicker. Ha ha ha! Lin Qingyan's face instantly turned bright red. What kind of nonsense are you spouting? Seeing you teasing Lin Qingyan, Chen Ruhua shook her head with a smile long since unfazed by it all. You two still need to be a bit more careful though. Your relationship hasn't been made public yet, so don't let the paparazzi dig it up and expose you. Lin Qingyan lowered her head, wondering if she should perhaps find an appropriate timing to make her relationship with you public to the world. Returning to the hotel, you sprawled out flat across the bed like a puddle of melting mush, while Lin Qingyan sat nearby browsing through her phone. Beautiful Miss Lin, it's already late into the night. Stop playing on your phone already. It's time for us to rest. You stared at Lin Qingyan with a mischievous glint in your eye, causing Lin Qingyan's face to flush red all at once. Then why are you still sprawled out like that? Why don't you go take a shower already? As soon as those words fell, you flipped yourself up in a single motion and zipped straight into the bathroom in a split second. With that kind of lightning speed, even an Olympic champion couldn't do much better. After a night of wild, passionate clouds and rain, you two slept all the way until noon the next day. Once everything here was fully wrapped up, you returned to the office at Chuangxi Entertainment in Modu. Ever since joining Chuangxi Entertainment, you hadn't even sat in your own office for more than a few days total. Born with a tireless workaholic fate, huh? No sooner had your butt landed on the office chair than Chen Ruhua pushed open the door and walked inside, holding a file folder in her hand. Seeing her walk in, Chen Ruhua couldn't help but pout her lips slightly. Heavenly Queen Chen, are you always this casual? Don't you even know how to knock on a door? Why would I need to knock when coming to your office? Besides, Qingyan isn't even here anyway. What are you perhaps worried that I'd accidentally walk in on some kind of scandalous, unspeakable business between you two? You've got the nerve to mention Qingyan not being here. The moment you got back, you sent her away on errands. If you work her to exhaustion, I swear I'll beat you up, Tisk. With a physique like yours, it's hard to tell who'd be beating up who. Alright, spit it out. What's on your mind? You certainly never visit a temple unless you've got a favor to ask. How dare you look down on me like that? An elite master chef like yours truly could take on 10 of you easily. Master Chef Xie, are you at all interested in taking a trip to a music festival? Hearing Chen Ruhua's words, you felt like you wanted to strangle her right then and there. As expected, she never brings any good news. What's the deal here? You want to arrange for me to go to a music festival. I'm telling you, Heavenly Queen Chen, I literally just got back. Could you at least let me get some rest first? Even the donkeys on a collective farm aren't worked this hard. Qingyan's album has already finished recording, and it's dropping online right on schedule on June 1st. Meanwhile, the Modu Music Festival on the 31st has a patriotic theme, and there's a track in Qingyan's new album that fits that theme perfectly. So Qingyan will be attending the music festival. to sing a song from her new album as a promotional stunt. Of course, whether you go or not is entirely your choice. A patriotic-themed music festival. To be honest, you were actually feeling a bit tempted, because there was a certain song that would fit this occasion like a glove. Deep down in your bones, you still possessed a deep sense of patriotism and national pride, whether in your past life or your current one. You always firmly believed that only with a country can there be a home. No matter what era or time it might be, the nation is always our strongest backing and shield. A patriotic theme, I'll take it. I'm going to that music festival to belt out a song that will shake the entire nation of Hwaguo. Chenruhua was completely stunned and dazed by your sudden dramatic outburst. A song that will shake the entire nation of Hwaguo. What kind of song you'll find out when the time comes, tisk. Still trying to play the mysterious card, huh? Just you make sure you don't bomb the performance. Otherwise, you really will go down in history across the entire nation of Hwaguo. Once everything was finalized, news of your upcoming appearance at the music festival was once again pushed straight to the top of the trending searches by netizens, with fans all swarming to the comments to ask what song you've prepared. You simply made a brief reply in the comment section. The song is already prepared. Please look forward to it. This music festival is no simple matter. It's practically overflowing with heavyweight superstar heavy hitters. Master Chef, you can't be too careless or casual about this. Master Chef, be honest with us. Did you ruin Qingyan and lead her astray boo-hoo just as you were browsing? Suddenly, one particular comment in the section stood out like an eyesore. The song is already prepared. At this point, after writing just a couple of songs, you're already starting to cock your tail in the air. Pardon my bluntness, but all those songs you wrote are absolute trash. The person who left the comment was none other than Lin Qingyan's old rival, Zhang Ruan. Holy crap, Zhang Ruan is coming straight from Master Chef? Master Chef's songs are trash. Such a big mouth. Is Zhang Ruan drunk out of her mind or what? Calling blue and white porcelain and Lanting shoe trash. Over in a small villa on the other side of Modu, Zhang Ren was snuggled up and leaning closely against the arms of a wealthy, suave, middle-aged man, acting all spoiled and coquettish. That wealthy, suave, middle-aged man was none other than her sugar daddy Tang Jing, the second largest shareholder of Binfen Entertainment. Tang Jing reached out with his big, chubby hand and groped all over Zhang Wan's body. In order to let you vent your anger and get payback at this music festival, I've specifically hired a top-tier domestic hit songwriter to write a track just for you. Zhang Wan let out a sweet, spoiled laugh toward Tang Jing. This time, I'm going to stomp both of their songs straight into the dirt under my feet, because her song was already fully recorded. From his point of view, the songs you wrote couldn't possibly be better than this track. Stepping out of the recording studio, you picked up your phone to take a look. Good grief, over 10 missed calls. Some were from Lin Qingyan, some from Chen Ruhua, and there was even one from Zhao Tonggle. You hurriedly dialed Lin Qingyan back. What on earth happened? I just finished up what I was doing and saw this whole string of missed calls. Is the app about to explode or something? Whether the app explodes or not, I don't know. But your Weibo is definitely blowing up right now. Lin Qingyan hung up the phone right after finishing her sentence. You were left somewhat scratching your head, completely baffled by what Lin Qingyan had just said. Weibo exploded. You hurriedly opened up Weibo to take a look. Your own fans were currently going head-to-head in a fierce online battle with another fandom on Weibo. Zhang Wan is a mere second-tier celebrity. What right does she have to come out and clout chase my Master Chef? So what if Zhang Wan is second-tier? That Ji Fengting isn't even a second-tier artist right now. Not a second-tier artist, so what? My Master Chef can write blue and white porcelain, and he can write Lanting shoe? What on earth can that Zhang Wan write, huh? Is she seriously just going to keep clinging to those two songs forever? Our Zhang Wan also does charity work, you know. Which charity event has ever been held without our Zhang Wan participating? Are those two songs seriously not enough? Even if you pulled out any of Master Chef's other songs, what does Zhang Wan even have to compare against them? Every single day, you guys just know how to stir up fan circle drama over at the Lyran Agency. If you got the guts, bring out some actual works and music. Regarding the matter of charity work, your fans didn't utter a single word about it, because every single one of your donations was made directly to the Huaguo Charity Foundation under the name of the Zuixian Pavilion. Your fans had absolutely no idea about any of it, walking and scrolling through your phone at the same time. It wasn't until you stepped into your office that you finally understood the whole situation. Turns out the entire root cause was simply that single comment left by Zhang Wan. At the same time, a bunch of so-called truth-revealing posts had popped up all over Weibo, which were quickly boosted right up to the top of the trending searches. Sitting down in your office chair, you pondered whether or not you should even bother acknowledging this Zhang Wan. Right then, Chen Ruhua's phone call came in. Have you checked Weibo yet? I just walked out of the recording studio, and I'm looking at it right now. I literally just found the source of this whole online flameware. I've compiled a document over here containing all the records of your donations to Huago charity made through Zuixian Pavilion. Take a look and see if you want to publish it out through Weibo. In the end, you still agreed to make your donation history public to the world because after all, you now already possess such a massive fan base and following, meaning you often had to start caring about your fans' feelings as well. Besides, you had always believed that doing charity work should stem purely from one's own true intentions, and was by no means meant to be used as capital or a ladder for people to show off with. While you were still hesitating on whether or not to bother responding to this Zhang's warn, several more posts popped up on Weibo. From those so-called self-media truth peddlers, the love and hate between MasterChef Si Fengting and a second-tier actress. MasterChef Si and Zhang Wan's fandom flaming each other, claiming it was all due to both sides turning from love into bitter hatred. You had no choice but to draft up another Weibo post once again, publish it, and directly tag Zhang Wan. I simply stated that the song for the music festival was already prepared. Where on earth did this whole narrative about cocking my tail in the air come from? As for whether my songs are good or not, and whether they're trash or not, the general public will naturally judge for themselves. As for you, Jiang Wan, I once said that as long as I'm on the music charts, you will forever be trampled right under Qing Yan's feet. Today, I am leaving these exact same words right here. Let's just let actual works and music do the talking instead. As for the matter of charity that Zhang Wan's fans brought up, I'll only say one thing here: charity stems from one's own pure heart, not from a ladder used to show off and flex. Clicking send, it instantly attracted countless likes and reposts from people everywhere. Did you guys see that? Charity stems from the heart, not a ladder to show off with. Whether Jiang Wan does charity with a sincere heart or is just faking it for clout, come on out and explain yourselves. Tagging. Jiang Wan, your message packed a massive amount of information. Master Chef, how about we break down this line in detail? Master Chef writing songs for Qing Yan was definitely harboring ulterior motives, ha. Everyone, I am officially starting to get hyped for the song. That Master Chef is gonna sing at the music festival. I also want to see what kind of earth-shattering masterpiece Jiang Wan will manage to belt out at the music festival herself. Chuangxi Entertainment's official Weibo account at the same time reposted this Weibo update as well, issuing a strict warning to those unscrupulous self-media outlets to take down their bogus posts immediately, or else Chuangxi Entertainment would pursue them for full legal liability. Meanwhile, they also published every single one of the charitable donations you made through Zuixian Pavilion. Furthermore, the official Weibo account of Huago Charity also reposted Chuangxi Entertainment's update, confirming the absolute authenticity of Xi Fengting's charity contributions. At the exact same time, the production teams of National Treasures of Huaguo and Young Strong Huaguo also successively gave likes and reposted it as well. Lastly, even Huayang personally entered the fray and liked this Weibo post. This was a massive flex of Chuangxi's sheer influence, and people couldn't help but acknowledge Chuangxi Entertainment's formidable muscle and strength. All of a sudden, Jiang Wan's fans completely vanished into thin air. Seeing major official organizations stepping in one after another, anyone who had even the slightest connection to you began successively liking and reposting the post, directly boosting Chuangxi's Weibo update straight to the top of the trending list. Those so-called truth posts by self-media outlets also vanished into thin air overnight. Your fans started getting lively and hyped up again under your Weibo post. Holy crap, Master Chef doesn't do charity, my foot. All you Jiang Wan fans, get over here and take a good look. Come see how Master Chef actually handles charity work. 5% of Zuixian Pavilion's daily marketing profits, along with a whopping 20% of all copyright royalty income. Even the prize money from winning original singer-songwriter had 20% of it donated away too. Master Chef, are you actually a living bodhisattva or what? I gotta hand it to him. Master Chef's vision and mindset are just on a whole different level. Damn, I'm gonna go eat at Zuixian Pavilion. Going there for a single meal counts as contributing to Huago's charitable causes too. Counting me in, let's go together upstairs. The whole charity matter is settled now, but I still want to know, what on earth is the actual relationship between Master Chef and Qing Yan? Yeah, I want to know too. Brothers, since Master Chef isn't talking, let's go interrogate Qing Yan instead. Let's go, boys, heading over to Qing Yan's page. And just like that, Lin Qing Yan's Weibo section became extraordinarily lively and chaotic once again. The fans of both sides flooded Lin Qing Yan's comments with uniformly coordinated messages. I once said, as long as I'm on the music charts, you will forever be trampled right under Qing Yan's feet. Qing Yan, please enlighten us and dish on the story behind these words. These crazy fans didn't even spare even Chen Ruhua either, as they rushed over to Chen Ruhua's Weibo comment section as well, and lined up in the exact same long queue. However, neither Lin Qing Yan nor Chen Ruhua made any response whatsoever. You just shook your head while looking at your phone, choosing not to reply to any of it either. Over in a small villa on the other side of Modu, Jiangwan could never have imagined that her single provocative trash-talking comment would trigger such a massive political storm across Weibo. On May 31st, this music festival was held at Victory Square in Modu, with the event scheduled to run for a full 6 hours. This Modu Music Festival was organized with massive grandeur and scale, featuring a whole lineup of heavy hitters and superstars in attendance. The waiting area for the music festival was set up on the side of the stage, allowing all participating artists to watch the performances on stage right from the green room. At 4 p.m., Chen Ruhua brought you and Lin Qingyan along to Victory Square where the music festival was being held. Entering the venue, you cast a glance left and right. There were already plenty of artists clustered together chatting, and someone was even doing a rehearsal up on the stage. To get a feel for the venue beforehand, do you want to go and get familiar with the stage? You turned your head to look at Lin Qingyan. Lin Qingyan pondered for a brief moment, then nodded her head. I suppose I should go walk the stage, just to get a feel for it. Chen Ruhua also nodded in agreement. Getting a feel for the stage ahead of time is a good idea. She looked over at you. Aren't you going? You shook your head. For such a small-time scene, I'll pass. As soon as those words left your mouth, it earned you a pair of rolling eyes from the two beauties. A music festival with tens of thousands of people, big bro. And you're actually calling it a small-time scene. Then what on earth counts as a big scene to you, huh? Lin Qingyan raised her hand, reaching out straight toward your soft spot. Can you die if you don't brag for a minute? You instantly jumped sideways to dodge Lin Qingyan's demonic claws. I'm telling you, beautiful Miss Lin, just who on earth did you learn this move from? None of your business. Specifically designed just to deal with you. After saying that, Lin Qingyan prepared to drag Chen Ruhua along toward the stage area. You had no choice but to follow along behind them. The moment the three of you walked up to the entrance, you ran right into an old acquaintance, Zhang Wan. Talk about a small world and narrow Yuanjia paths. Standing right beside her was a young trendy idol wearing an earring. As soon as Zhang Wan saw you guys, she stared at you with a sarcastic passive-aggressive tone. Oh, isn't this that little chef? I was actually worried you wouldn't even dare to show up. Huh, you were utterly speechless. What an absolute idiot of a woman. Lin Qingyan didn't say anything either, just looking at Zhang Wan with a gaze full of mockery, looking purely like she was watching an absolute moron. Zhang Wan then shifted her target directly back toward Lin Qingyan. Lin Qingyan, tonight your song is definitely going to be trampled under my song. You pulled Lin Qingyan behind you, looking at Zhang Wan with a completely dismissive expression. Trampled under your feet. Just who on earth gave you the courage to say something like that? Fish Leong. Just as Zhang Wan was about to keep trading barbs with you, the young idol standing beside her reached out and tugged at her sleeve, then turned his head to stare right at you with a smug explanation. This song was personally written by the top-tier hitmaker, Mr. Chen Haonan. Tonight, it's definitely going to crush you guys into dust. You didn't say a word. Instead, looking the young idol up and down with a critical gaze. Seeing that you didn't reply, the young idol thought you were shaking in your boots just hearing the name Chen Haonan. How's that? Hearing that it's a song written by the great Chen Haonan, you scared shitless now. You stared right at the young idol in front of you, rolling your eyes with a speechless expression as you asked, "Who the hell are you?" The young idol was left completely stunned in his tracks by your utterly dismissive words. You don't know who I am? Am I supposed to know who you are? At that moment, Chen Ruhua stepped forward. He's Wu Xiaofan, a mainstream traffic idol who debuted as a trainee under Binfin Entertainment. He's got pretty solid internet traffic, and a massive fan base too. Hearing what Chen Ruhua said, hearing Chen Ru's words, Wu Xiaofan stared at you looking quite pleased with himself. Never heard of Wu Xiaofan. Wu Xiaofan gritted his teeth and glared right at you. This guy is seriously looking down on people too much. How am I anything less than the undisputed #1 traffic idol? How can you just give a reaction like that? You completely ignored this so-called #1 traffic idol, instead staring at Chen Ruhua as you asked, then who on earth is this Chen Haonan guy supposed to be? Chen Ruhua pursed her lips, giving a side eye. He's a veteran top-tier hitmaker in the Wago music scene. I have no idea what kind of channels this Zhang Wan used to get her hands on a song written by teacher Chen. Is that so? You still remained completely calm and nonchalant. This time, even Lin Qingyan couldn't just stand by and watch anymore. Pulling out your sleeve slightly, songs written by teacher Chen are absolute top-tier masterpieces. You better watch out and be careful not to wipe out and flip your car over. Just sit back and wait to be trampled into the dirt tonight. Zhang Wan proudly finished her sentence and turned to leave. Hold on, you called out to stop Zhang Wan? Looking at her with a completely deadpan expression. What, scared now? Ready to surrender? Hearing Zhang Wan's words, you looked at her like she was an absolute idiot. I'd be scared of you. Your brain must be filled with watery rice porridge. Your brain is the one filled with watery rice porridge. Your whole family's brains are filled with watery rice porridge. Jiangwan, acting like a rabid female dog, bared her teeth and snapped viciously at you. I already know your whole family's brains are filled with watery rice porridge. You don't need to keep emphasizing it in front of me. I stopped you just to tell you this. Don't go thinking that just because you found someone to write some random song for you, you can act all high and mighty in front of me and Qingyan. Still the same old saying? As long as I'm the one writing songs for Qingyan, you can forget about ever surpassing her. Never mind hiring some teacher Chen to write a song for you. Even if you invited Jesus himself down, it still wouldn't do you any good. Jiangwan's face flushed red clear down to her neck, and without even managing to drop a single harsh parting threat, she grabbed Wu Xiaofan and stormed off. You turned around to look at Lin Qingyan. Running into a piece of work like that really kills your appetite. Are you still going to walk the stage? Lin Qingyan didn't answer your question, just staring right at you, her eyes sparkling with little stars. This right here is her very own man. So badass. Suddenly a round of applause came from nearby. And when you turned your head to look, it was actually Zhao Tongol. How is he literally everywhere? Right beside him were Muliang and Han Yu, along with a handsome middle-aged man. The middle-aged man looked at you with keen interest, not even putting teacher Chen in your eyes. Shi Fengting, you're something else. You turned your head to look over, staring at the handsome middle-aged guy in front of you with some confusion. Who the hell is this before? You could even open your mouth to ask. Chen Ruhua had already walked over to this handsome middle-aged man's side. Teacher Yu, you came as well? It's been quite a while since you last showed up in front of the public. What made you decide to come to the music festival today? After Chen Ruhua finished greeting this so-called teacher Yu, she turned her head back to look at you, boss Sai. This is Yu Hua, a professor at the Kyoto Conservatory of Music. Teacher Yu. Teacher Yu is also a renowned tenor vocalist. You were somewhat stunned, a tenor vocalist. That is seriously a big deal. That's not something just any regular singer or pop star can compare to, right? You hurriedly stepped forward and modestly shook hands with Yu Hua. After the two of them shook hands, Yu Hua stared at you, looking you up and down closely. Boss Shi, I've heard of your great name for a long time. Haha, you truly are young and promising. You thought to yourself, am I really that famous? My reputation has even reached the ears of big shots like these. Seeing your reaction, Chen Ruhua shook her head. Teacher Yu is also a special guest advisor for the Young Strong Huaguo show production team. Ah, so that's how it is. It's because of that song, Young Strong Huaguo, huh? How about that? I told you this guy definitely wouldn't know Teacher Yu, right? You two still insisted on arguing with me? Zhao Tongol crossed his arms, glanced sideways at Han Yu and Muliang, and then continued speaking. You two better remember to treat me to dinner later. As soon as Zhao Tongol finished speaking, he walked off toward the stage. It seemed he also needed to go walk the stage ahead of time. Muliang and Han Yu both cast a resentful look over. This guy really is an alien anomaly, not even knowing who Teacher Yu is. What's the deal with you two? Seeing the resentful looks in the two women's eyes, you felt a chill run all over your skin. Before Muliang and Han Yu could even open their mouths, Yu Hua smiled instead and spoke up. The three of them were just placing a bet earlier, wagering on whether or not you'd recognize me. Haha, so that's how it was. You cast an extremely awkward glance over at Han Yu and Muliang. It was pretty obvious that Zhao Tongol was the winner. Just like that, the group chatted for a little while longer right there by the stage passageway. After both you and Lin Qingyan went and walked the stage, you headed over to the lounge to prep for the evening music festival. Lin Qingyan's time to take the stage was scheduled for around 7:30 p.m., while you were scheduled right after Lin Qingyan, with 2,000 to 3,000, no tens of thousands of audience members on site. The atmosphere was exceptionally hyped and electric. At 6:00 p.m., the music festival officially kicked off. Four hosts took the stage together, and after a whole bunch of dramatic thanking the heavens and earth speeches, they finally welcomed the very first artist onto the stage. You never expected that the first person to go up on stage would actually be the veteran vocalist Teacher Yu Hua. Normally, heavyweight figures like this should all be saved for the grand finale performance. Yu Hua's stage experience was exceptionally rich, and a patriotic song of his directly triggered a massive stadium-wide sing-along. A massive sing-along of 20,000 to 30,000 people. The scene was honestly way too mind-blowing. Talk about opening the show with an absolute royal flush atomic bomb. After Yu Hua's performance wrapped up, the singers who subsequently took the stage one after another, you honestly didn't recognize a single one of them, just as you were dozing off from boredom watching from the green room. It was finally Jiangwan's turn to take the stage. Watching Jiangwan up on stage left you completely speechless. Dressed up looking like an absolute rooster. Who knows what kind of messed up mentality she's got going on? As the intro started playing, your eyes couldn't help but light up slightly. That song, written by the so-called top-tier hitmaker Teacher Feng, actually seemed genuinely pretty good. However, even though it was written quite well, compared to the song you were going to perform, it still fell short by a massive margin. Over on Weibo, your fans were already deep in discussion. Holy crap, this Chen Haonan really lives up to his name as a top-tier Huago hitmaker. She's actually making this song sound pretty legit coming from Zhang Wan. How come I feel like MasterChef is in a bit of danger here? Don't tell me he's actually gonna get outperformed by this Zhang Wan. What are you idiots upstairs talking nonsense for? I trust MasterChef? How could MasterChef possibly let himself get outperformed by Zhang Wan? While fans were chattering lively on Weibo, it finally reached Lin Qingyan's turn to take the stage at the venue. Yu and Lin Qingyan walked together toward the stage entranceway. As the host's introduction wrapped up, Lin Qingyan walked gracefully up onto the stage. Today I'll be bringing you all a song from my upcoming album dropping soon, and it's titled As Desired. The host asked out of curiosity, "Is this song also written by MasterChef Shi?" Lin Qingyan nodded with a blushing face. Hearing the host's question, you standing right by the stage entrance couldn't help but twitch your lips. It looked like the relationship between you and Lin Qingyan was about to become impossible to keep under wraps any longer. As the accompaniment music began to ring out, Lin Qingyan's singing voice followed right after echoing through the air. Lin Qingyan's vocals were practically like sounds of nature, ethereal and crystal clear to the ear. You stood right there at the entranceway, gazing at the girl on stage with eyes full of love. Back in the lounge, Zhang Wan stared at Lin Qingyan on stage with a look of utter disdain. Sure, the song sounds nice, but isn't this music festival supposed to be themed around patriotism? What kind of nonsense is this? Where the hell is the patriotism reflected in it? Although the cheers from the audience down below shook the entire venue, they were also carrying a certain degree of confusion and doubt. Watching Lin Qingyan passionately singing up on stage, it really didn't seem to reflect any strong patriotic sentiments at first glance. I understand, it all makes complete sense now. As she sang those lines, the audience on site completely erupted into a frenzy, frenziedly screaming out "Goddess Qingyan," while even more audience members couldn't help but shed tears, wiping away the sparkling drops at the corners of their eyes. So that's how it was. MasterChef. This song is written about that turbulent upheaval from a century ago and represents the fervent prayers and wishes of our revolutionary predecessors for future generations. Is the ancestors' prayer and wish for future generations paying tribute to our predecessors, paying tribute to that group of lovable heroes? MasterChef's lyrics are written with way too much depth. Combined with Lin Qingyan's ethereal vocals, I'm honestly moved to tears. Lin Qingyan's song has already been performed to such an incredible level. I seriously have no idea what kind of absolute royal flush masterpiece MasterChef is going to sing up next. I'm hyped. I am so hyped for this. You never expected either that Lin Qingyan could sing this song this well. This completely exceeded your own expectations. Over in the backstage lounge area, almost all the artists participating in this music festival stared in absolute shock at Lin Qingyan up on the stage, with quite a few people even secretly wiping away tears. This song is honestly way too touching. How could this happen? Zhang Wan was already completely mind-blown and dumbfounded, her mouth repeatedly muttering this exact phrase over and over again. On the other side of the lounge, Yuhua stared fixedly at Lin Qingyan without blinking, muttering softly under his breath. What an absolute musical masterpiece that is able to touch the deepest parts of a person's soul. Yeah, the songs he writes always hit so close to the heart. Chen Ruhua dazedly picked up right where Yuhua left off. Hearing Chen Ruhua's voice, Yuhua turned his head, looking at her with a profound deep gaze. "What's wrong, teacher Yu?" Chen Ruhua was left feeling somewhat dazed and stunned by Yuhua's penetrating stare after a good long while, to the point where Chen Ruhua could barely handle being stared at like that anymore. Yuhua finally spoke up slowly. "The copyright for this song. Does it belong to your company?" Hearing Yuhua ask it like that, Chen Ruhua couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. She thought something major had happened. For him to suddenly stare at her like that, it scared the crap out of her. Chen Ruhua shook her head at Yuhua Xiefengting's songs. The copyrights are all held entirely by himself. They aren't with the company. Chen Ruhua's words left Yuhua slightly startled. The copyright actually belongs entirely to Xiefengting himself. To think Chuangxi would actually sign a contract like that? Of course, Yuhua only thought that to himself internally, and didn't voice the question out loud. Instead, he turned to Chen Ruhua and said, "This song, I feel like it should be utilized to unleash even greater value. Once this is over, I'll go back and ask old Chinne to see how we can make this song exert its absolute maximum value. The significance of this song is too profound, old Qin." Chen Ruhua and the others all stared blankly at Yuhua. Just who on earth is this old Qin? "Teacher Yu, who is this old Qin you're talking about?" Yuhua smiled at the group. "This old Qin is with the Ministry of Education of Huago. My idea is, can we add this song As Desired straight into the school music textbooks? so that all children can learn and sing this song. The grand theme of generational inheritance and the intense patriotic sentiment displayed in this song are completely worthy of being studied by every single child. Chen Ruhua and the others were already thoroughly and utterly shocked to the point of being completely speechless, getting into the school textbooks. Now that is seriously a massive deal. If that actually pulls through, then Zifengting is truly going to become the absolute hottest commodity on the market. Writing a song that gets selected for school textbooks. That's practically bringing ultimate glory to one's ancestors. As the original singer of this track, Lin Qingyan, would also bask in the reflected glory and share in the shine. These two lovebirds are about to go down in history and leave their names for eternity together. Teacher Yu, I think you should probably wait and see a bit longer. Perhaps the song he's going to sing in person in a moment will shock you even more. Could there really be something even better than this song, As Desired? Yu Hua looked at Chen Ruhua in utter astonishment. Based on my understanding of him, for an occasion this big a song that he performs in person is definitely not going to be bad at all. At the very least, it'll be on the exact same tier as this song, As Desired. Standing right beside them, Zhao Tongol also nodded in deep agreement. This guy is always like this. Either he stays silent, but the moment he speaks up, he shocks the entire world. Right in the center of the stage, Lin Qingyan had already reached the final closing portion of her performance. After finishing the song, Lin Qingyan turned toward the audience down below and bowed deeply in gratitude. Thank you everyone, this song As Desired is a tribute to our predecessors. Thank you everyone, this song As Desired pays tribute to the predecessors. A tribute to that group of lovable heroes, Encore Encore. Tens of thousands of audience members on site began chanting Encore together, with wave after wave of sound drowning out the last, shaking the heavens with their cheers. Seeing this situation, the host rushed hurriedly onto the stage to pacify and calm the audience's emotions. At the stage entranceway, Lin Qingyan ran right into you the moment she stepped off. You smiled slightly at her, you sang so well. At this Modu Music Festival, you are undoubtedly the most shining star of them all. Lin Qingyan's little face flushed red from your compliment. Really? Then that should be way better than Zhang Wan, right? Hearing this silly girl's words, you felt like you wanted to flick her right on the forehead. Could this girl seriously not judge the crowd's reaction on site? Back when she was up on that stage, the cheers from the audience down below could easily leave Zhang Wan in the dust by 10 city blocks, okay? Zhang Wan isn't even worthy of carrying your shoes. Although it was just a simple sentence, Lin Qingyan's heart was overflowing with sweet joy. As long as she could outperform Zhang Wan, that was all that mattered. You go on inside to rest first. Heavenly Queen Chen and the others are in there. Lin Qingyan, however, shook her head. It's almost time for you to take the stage. I'll just wait right here for you. The moment Lin Qingyan's voice trailed off, you heard the host call an invitation for you. Echoing out from across the stage, you slightly adjusted your clothes and walked right up onto the stage. Master Chef, the moment Zifengting stepped onto the stage, earth-shattering cheers erupted from the audience down below. Many audience members under the stage were holding up glowing light-up signboards bearing Zifengting's name. Master Chef, it looks like there are plenty of your fans here on site today, huh? Haha, walking to the center of the stage. The host tossed out a playful tease. What kind of fans do I have? They're probably just my music lovers and supporters. Haha, so for this music festival, what kind of song are you bringing for your music lovers today? This song is called 10,000 Rivers. That song, As Desired, that Lin Qingyan just sang earlier, was also written by you, right? How would you compare these two songs tonight? To figure out which one is superior. Both songs have their own unique charms and strengths. The song, As Desired, sung by Qingyan, is written about generational inheritance and our love and longing for our motherland. Meanwhile, this song, 10,000 Rivers that I'm singing, is dedicated to praising our great motherland, with a heavier emphasis on expressing national pride. Over in the lounge area, Yu Hua was growing more and more interested in you up on stage. National pride. That is truly a concept with profound significance. If it really turns out to be as he claims, and is a song that can rival As Desired, then no matter what it takes, I will definitely track down Old Chin and push both of these songs straight into the school music textbooks. Up on stage, your singing voice rang out alongside the music accompaniment, thanking the heavens above. As soon as you finished singing the first section, everyone inside the lounge stared at you up on stage. With utter astonishment, such majestic grand lyrics, using magnificent and gorgeous phrasing, you outlined the natural landscapes of Huaguo, along with its glorious 5,000 years of profound history. The lyrics even managed to embody that deep sense of national pride to absolute perfection. How on earth is this guy able to write such magnificent song lyrics? Although Chen Ruhua had already previewed the lyrics and score beforehand, hearing you sing it live on site still left her heart shaken to the core. Such incredible lyrics. Yu Hua, on the other hand, was beyond thrilled and excited. repeating the word good 3 times in a row. Chef Engting, just where on earth did you dig this gem up from? This kid's lyric writing skills are simply too insane. In response to Yuhua's question, Chen Ruhua couldn't help but sigh with emotion. I suppose you could just call it fate. Fate, Chen Ruhua's answer here, managed to throw Yuhua's hyped up expectations completely off balance. He thought there'd be some epic backstory behind it all, only for you to sum it up with a simple fate. Seeing the affectionate gaze Chen Ruhua cast toward you on stage, Yuhua suddenly had an epiphany in his heart, choosing not to press the matter further. They were all adults who had been through it all. You couldn't just keep digging and asking root and branch questions. Chen Ruhua didn't say anything more either, and honestly, wasn't it just fate? Hosting a concert and picking a guest at random, only to somehow end up pulling out an absolute gaming deity of a powerhouse. A lifetime spent. Once your song came to an end, you bowed deeply to the audience down below to express your gratitude, and then shouted out loudly to the crowd, "Thank you, everyone!" As soon as you finished saying thank you, you headed straight back toward the rear of the stage, completely unfazed no matter how crazed the audience down below became. Refusing to do an encore whatsoever, the host hurriedly rushed back onto the stage to pacify and calm the emotions of the on-site audience. Oh my goodness. Master Chef switching up the style like that? As soon as those male-female transition parts dropped, it gave me goosebumps all over my entire body. Such majestic, awe-inspiring lyrics, such a gorgeous and mesmerizing melody, combined with the endless praise for our motherland's magnificent rivers and mountains. I can only say that starting from right now, I am officially Master Chef's #1 fan. First, as desired, and now, 10,000 Rivers. Master Chef is undeniably the dopest flexer of the entire music festival tonight. The moment you walked back to the rear of the stage, you ran right into Lin Qingyan waiting at the passageway entrance. Lin Qingyan was looking at you with eyes sparkling with little stars. How was it? Was your bro looking badass up on that stage or what? Beyond badass, haha. Let's go, let's head over to Heavenly Queen Chen's side. Lin Qingyan followed right behind you, wanting to step forward and link her arm through yours, but restrained herself considering it was a public place, with too many eyes around, and ultimately gave up on the idea, seeing Lin Qingyan's hesitant movements. You could only shake your head with a helpless sigh. Damn it. It really was about time to put making our relationship public onto the official schedule. Keeping things hidden like this forever wasn't going to cut it. On the way, as the two of you headed over to Chen Ruhua's side, every single artist in the lounge area paid close attention and cast gazes of utter focus your way, looking at you with eyes filled with profound shock and awe. Before you even managed to walk up close, Yu Hena had already stepped forward and grabbed you by the arm, pulling you down to sit in the chair right next to Chen Ruhua. Boss Izzy, I have to say, you gave me a massive, incredible surprise tonight. And Miss Lin as well. Miss Lin's performance tonight was practically like a celestial fairy descending to earth. Boss C, I just asked a moment ago, the copyrights for the songs you write are all held entirely in your own hands, right? You nodded blankly toward Yuhua. That's right. The songs you wrote as Desired and 10,000 Rivers are simply too incredible. That's why I have the intention to recommend both of these songs to the Huaguo educational authorities. However, I first need to seek the consent of you, the creator. Having these 2 songs enter the school music textbooks, now that is undeniably an absolute win. Teacher Yu, can you call the shots on a matter like this? Hearing that, Yuhua burst out laughing. I certainly can't make the final call on my own, but I do have the capability and influence to recommend these 2 songs over to the Huaguo educational department. With lyrics carrying such profound significance and melodies that are this gorgeous and mesmerizing, they will definitely consider it. Therefore, I first have to get things locked down on your end. As for these 2 songs entering the textbooks, you are 100% on board with it. Bringing supreme honor to one's ancestors, you immediately agreed on the spot without hesitation. Hearing your answer, Yu Hua reached out and patted you on the shoulder. Young man, you've got limitless potential. Lin Qingyan looked at you with her eyes practically glowing even brighter. Her own man was truly making it big, and as his woman, she felt an even deeper sense of pride and glory. Once matters were settled on your end, Yuhua took his leave, telling you to wait for his news. The music festival had only reached the halfway mark so far, and you were feeling exceptionally bored. Chen Ruhua had also gone off to chat with her friends from within her industry circle. After giving a quick heads up to Chen Ruhua, you took Lin Qingyan and headed over to the food street. Lin Qingyan had changed out of the long dress she wore on stage, wearing a face mask, with her 2 big expressive eyes exposed, looking utterly adorable. You also reluctantly put on a face mask yourself. After walking barely a couple of steps, Lin Qingyan suddenly stopped in her tracks, staring with eyes full of sparkle at a snack stall by the side of the road. You followed her gaze to look over, and couldn't help but be slightly startled. On the signboard of the snack stall, 4 striking red characters were prominently displayed. silkworm potato. To think there's actually someone selling this stuff right here in Madu. Wanna eat some? You turned your head to look at Lin Qingyan. This girl was probably practically drooling at this point. Mm-hmm. Lin Qingyan nodded vigorously back at you. You cast a glance around in all directions. This was right at the tail end of the food street, and the pedestrian traffic was extremely sparse here. There probably wouldn't be any paparazzi or creeps around, right? Screw it, let's just eat first. If we get photographed, then we get photographed. You immediately grabbed Lin Qingyan's hand and pulled her straight toward the snack stall. Just like that, you accompanied Lin Qingyan on a wild eating spree all the way, tasting every single street snack from one end of the alley to the other, watching her skipping, bouncing back. Watching her bouncing energetic figure, you only had one thought left in your mind, even if your legs run till they drop. As long as she's smiling, then all this fatigue and exhaustion is totally worth it. After all, ever since growing up and entering the workforce, the two of you had been seeing each other less and less. So this kind of simple, down-to-earth fireworks vibe for you guys was practically an ultimate luxury item. The next morning, June 1st, Lin Qingyan rushed off to the set before dawn to continue grinding away like crazy, while you took your sweet time, strolling leisurely over to Chuangshi's headquarters building. The moment you planted your butt down in your chair, with nothing better to do, you pulled out your smartphone and glanced over the new song charts. Holy crap. Just taking one look at this made you sit straight up in your chair. It was a total thorough slaughter of the charts, Last night, that song, 10,000 Rivers, was like a dark horse breaking away from the pack, slashing straight through the charts and securely planting itself at the #1 spot. Closely following right behind it was As Desired, and further down were Thousand Thread Opera, written for Han Yu, and Scars, given to Mu Liang. The entire top 5 positions of the new song chart turned out to be filled entirely with songs written by you. Do you know what this means? It means that for the sake of fighting for a spot in June, the two heavenly queens ended up pulling all-nighters just to get their songs recorded. Taking another look at the other songs in Lin Qingyan's album, without a single exception, they all locked down the top tier as well. Meanwhile, looking at your old rival Zhang Wan, her new song struggled with all her might just to squeeze into 11th place, not even able to catch a glimpse of the top 10's taillights. Word on the street is she got so mad back at her company that she smashed another phone. But that wasn't even the most thrilling part yet. The trending search topics and keywords almost made you toss your phone right out the window. Huayang official Weibo account? It turned out to be Huayang's official Weibo account personally entering the fray. A Madu Music Festival, Xie Fengting and Lin Qingyan powerfully interpreting patriotic sentiments. Not only did it hit the trending list, it was even directly tagged and praised by state media. The comments section instantly exploded into utter chaos. Master Chef's play here is operating in the stratosphere. This is state media we're talking about, bro. All you Jiangwan fans step out and take a walk. Come look at what official state-backed recognition actually looks like. Not gonna lie, MasterChef's output speed is practically like a farm mule working overtime on the production line. The entire top 5 are all his songs. Seeing that Lin Qingyan had already solemnly reposted it, you didn't dare to slack off either, rapidly tapping your fingers to type out a line of text. May our motherland enjoy eternal prosperity and strength, and may our country and people live in peace and security. You clicked send, and the very next second, the flex and hype levels were maxed out completely. Chuangshi's official Weibo, Huayang's official Weibo, and even the official Weibo of the Huaguo Ministry of Education lined up to repost. And like your update, just as you were looking at netizens' creative flattery and secretly feeling thoroughly stoked, the office door was suddenly shoved violently wide open, not even bothering to knock. Who else could it possibly be besides Heavenly Queen Chen? What are you staring at your phone for like that? Partied too hard last night, so today you're just slacking off and dodging work. Chen Ruhua wore a cheeky teasing smirk, her eyes brimming with unmentionable playful banter. You rolled your eyes at her helplessly, just about to fire back a retort, when your gaze landed on the person standing right behind her. Standing there was a nervous, uneasy-looking young man, with his eyes wide open like copper bells, clearly completely mind-blown and left totally dazed by Heavenly Queen Chen's wild, unrestrained side, and your completely down-to-earth, ego-free demeanor as the culinary god. Anyway, I brought a live one over for you. Do ye a trainee from Chuangxi this year? Hello, Teacher Shi. Duyi's face flushed bright red, and he bowed deeply and stammeringly toward you. You looked Duyi up and down, sizing him up right in front of you. Your brow instantly furrowed into a tight frown. Something feels off. How come this kid's voice sounds so awkward and weird? You turned your head to look at Chen Ruhua, your eyes completely filled with confusion and doubt. Doesn't Chuangxi have a dedicated trainee department? Why'd you drag him over to my office for? This kid is the absolute cream of the crop in this batch, except he happens to be a total problem child. The composition department just threw up their hands and gave up, saying his vocal timbre is too weird. for them to write any songs for him. I figured you've always got a ton of sneaky ideas up your sleeve. So treat a dead horse like it's still alive, weird. How is it weird? You glanced once more at Dewey, who was standing there as tense and huddled as a quail. He talks just fine, but the moment he starts singing, it's like he swallowed a mouthful of sand. It's completely raspy all the way through. Chen Ruhua didn't waste any more breath. Directly waving a hand at Dewey stopped standing there like a statue. Show big boss, see what you've got. Hearing those words, Dewey's face instantly turned pale as a sheet, trembling uncontrollably from sheer nervousness. What are you panicking for? You softened your tone as much as possible. Just hum a couple of lines casually. Let me hear just how raspy this voice of yours really is. Dewey took several deep, heavy breaths, and finally parted his lips tremblingly. Holy crap. The song he hummed turned out to be your very own Blue and White Porcelain. Yet, after hearing just the very first line, you were left completely frozen and stunned in your tracks. What the heck do you mean? This is weird. This is basically striking gold and hitting an absolute jackpot. This unique signature raspy texture, this exquisite delicate grainy feel, it was an exact carbon copy match to that legendary singer from your past life who swept across the entire country and dominated the music industry. To absolute stardom, seeing the stunned, dazed expression on your face, Dewey was so scared his soul nearly flew right out of his body, his pitch immediately wandering all the way to grandmother's house. All right, stop right there. You abruptly waved your hand, and Dewey instantly snapped his mouth shut, looking at you with a gaze full of utter despair. Thinking he was completely done for with zero hope left. Don't be nervous. Let me think for a second. You stood up and began pacing back and forth across the office. In reality, you weren't thinking about how to write a song at all. Instead, you were pondering. There were simply too many god-tier divine tracks in your head that fit this vocal chord. So, which exact one should you pull out? Chen Ruhua, however, completely misinterpreted the situation, watching you pace endlessly with a hint of impatience. You're making my head spin with all that walking around. Is this gonna work or not? You pause your steps, work. That's more than just working, that's practically perfection. Got a concept down, give me 1 day of time, and I'll deliver the final product tomorrow. Tomorrow. Chen Ruhua widened her eyes, staring at you like you were some kind of monster. Didn't you always produce songs right on the spot before? How come you've suddenly slowed down this time? You rolled your eyes with a tone of exasperation. You think 1 day is slow. If I churned one out in seconds again, wouldn't you end up dumping every single difficult case in the entire company over onto my desk from now on? The next morning, bright and early, you pocketed the newly written song and politely knocked open the door to Chen Ruhua's office. A single sheet of manuscript paper landed lightly with a flutter on the desk. Chen Ruhua looked down and blinked. That's it. Take it and go get it recorded. You smiled with absolute confidence. This song paired with his vocals will definitely drop your jaw clean off your face. Chen Ruhua looked at you skeptically. Are you sure about this? Put your heart at ease and rest easy. Trust me and you can't go wrong. As soon as you finished speaking, you turned around and tried to slip away, only to have barely taken 2 steps, when Chen Ruhua's voice rang out from behind you. Don't run off. Stay right here and behave. Someone's looking for you, looking for me. You wore a perplexed expression. Aside from you, Heavenly Queen Chen, who else in the company could possibly be looking for me? Teacher Yu, along with some folks from the Huaguo Ministry of Education? Buzz your brain instantly let out a loud hum this fast. It's only been 2 days. Do big shots of this caliber really operate with such terrifying efficiency? They didn't have your contact information, so they called the company's top executives directly. They'll probably arrive by noon, since the VIP guests themselves were coming over. You couldn't be bothered to run around anymore either. Simply planting your butt down onto the sofa, fine then. I'll just sit right here in your office and wait like a tree stump for the rabbit. Chen Ruhua was busy directing an assistant to take Dewey off to record audio, leaving her with zero time to entertain Ji Fengting, who was dying of boredom. You pulled out your phone, crossed your legs, and opened up that trending survival mobile game everyone's playing lately. However, reality is always harsh. You belong to the classic category of players who are totally trash yet love to play, dying right upon landing in every single match, with zero gaming experience whatsoever. Are you kidding me? I can die from this too. What kind of trash game is this? You cursed and grumbled away, turning your phone's sound effects all the way up to max volume, as crackling gunfire instantly filled the entire office. Big Boss Gay. Chen Ruhua finally reached her breaking point, looked up and glared at you. Play all you want, but can you shut your mouth and turn the volume down? Gosh, fine, I'm done playing. You clicked your phone off with a disgruntled huff. My luck today is just too trashy. No matter where I drop, there's always someone there. I can't even survive past a minute. Clearly your skills are just trash. Yet you insist on blaming your luck, and you probably even want to blame Earth's gravity for being messed up. Watching you act like a dead pig that's not scared of boiling water, Chen Ruhua shook her head speechlessly. Time flew by in a flash until noon arrived, and figuring the big shots were about to get here, Chen Ruhua stood up and led you straight over to the five-star hotel next door. The moment you stepped into the private dining room, before your butts even had a chance to get warm in the seats, the assistant guided a whole group of people inside, before you could even clearly see what the newcomers looked like. Your arm was suddenly grabbed in a tight vice-like grip. Little frenzy, we meet again. A hearty, booming laugh exploded right beside your ear. Got any new masterpieces lately? Pull them out and let me satisfy my cravings, will you? You snapped your head up abruptly, leaving your entire person completely dumbfounded. Ji Chongrong, this titan and heavyweight master of the literary world. How on earth did he end up tagging along too? Grandpa Ji, how did you wore a bewildered expression. Didn't I already say back at the Classical Poetry Association, those poems of yours have got to go into the textbooks? Well, today we're just handling your songs right along with them all at once. As he spoke, he pulled you along without giving you any room to object, and led you right in front of a middle-aged man. Come, let me introduce you. This is Director Chingguo Tai from Huago Education. Your heart gave a little jolt, and you hurriedly greeted him, "Hello, Director Chin." Chingguo Tai smiled and patted your shoulder. "Ha ha, you truly are young and promising." Facing big shots of this caliber, you could only accompany them with a polite smile. No matter how playful you usually are, you've got to tuck your tail and behave like a good kid right now. Everyone, let's chat while we eat. Chen Ruhua tactfully stepped in to smooth things over. Chingguo Tai was a decisive, no-nonsense kind of guy. Straight up getting down to business the moment he sat down. He pulled a thick stack of documents out of his briefcase, handed them over to you and said, "Little Z, I won't waste time with too many polite pleasantries. This is the contract, and you'll need to sign to grant authorization." You took the papers with both hands and flipped open to the very first page. Yet the moment you glanced at it, your pupils instantly suffered an earthquake. The contract clearly and boldly stated Chanting Willow to be integrated into the elementary school textbooks. Your hand shook slightly, and you flipped further down. Breaking the array to be integrated into middle school textbooks and A Cut of Plum Blossom into high school textbooks. And that wasn't even all, as desired. 10,000 Rivers, Young, Strong Huaguo, and even Blue and White Porcelain were all being integrated into university music textbooks. You snapped your head up abruptly, staring at Chingguo Tai with eyes full of utter disbelief. Chingguo Tai, however, just calmly raised his hand with an indifferent expression, signaling you to keep reading. Following that were pages and pages of dense copyright terms and conditions, though you were already too stunned to read through them closely. Are you kidding me? This is the Huago Ministry of Education we're talking about, as if they'd ever try to scam you or anything. In this world, countless people break their heads trying to get their works into textbooks, something you could proudly brag about for an entire lifetime. Yet you got a staggering 7 pieces in all at once in a single breath. This isn't just signing a contract anymore. This is literally smoke rising from your ancestors' graves, bringing supreme glory to your ancestors. Without a single shred of hesitation, you grabbed a pen and furiously scribbled down your full signature in a flash. At that moment, Chingguo Tai pulled out a red book. Certificate. The prominent characters on the cover almost blinded your eyes. Honorary certificate from the Huago Ministry of Education. Turns out this was a supreme honor specially issued to you by the state, because your works got successfully selected into the textbooks. You instantly grinned from ear to ear, hurriedly tucking it away safely like a precious baby. Following right after was a celebration banquet. Yet this time around, you stubbornly refused to touch a single drop of alcohol no matter what. Are you kidding me? The painful, tragic experience of getting dead drunk last time rambling off poetry and getting pestered to death by old man Wang was still fresh in your mind. You had to fiercely guard your bottom line this time. Lunch wrapped up in a hurried blur, and the super busy big shots rushed back to Jingdu. Time flew by in a flash until June 10th. Lin Qingyan's music video finally officially wrapped production, and the two of you welcomed a well-earned vacation. Enduring the early summer heatwave of Hangzhou, you dragged Lin Qingyan and drove straight back to your hometown. Since your mom was probably straining her eyes waiting for you back home, with a heavy stomp on the gas pedal, 10 minutes later, the car came to a smooth stop right in front of your family's 3-story Western-style villa. Before you even stepped out of the car, you saw Lin Qingyan's parents, already waiting at the doorway. Lin Qingyan threw herself straight into Li Lizhen's arms, acting all spoiled and cutesy, while you, on the other hand, got grabbed right in the act by your future father-in-law, Lin Xiangxiang, who insisted that you had lost weight. Li Lizhen was even an absolute master assist at playing matchmaker, shouting at the top of her lungs toward the house, "Our daughter-in-law is back," directly turning Lin Qingyan's face bright crimson with embarrassment. Hearing the commotion from inside the house, your birth mother, Yang Qing, couldn't even be bothered to take off her apron before rushing right out. grabbing Lin Qingyan's hand and refusing to let go, completely leaving you her biological son forgotten at the back of the line. When you stepped into the house and looked at the table full of delicacies and mountain and sea feasts, along with your old man who was just walking out of the kitchen carrying dishes, Kie Yuhua, your heart was instantly filled to the brim with this long-awaited familial warmth. Your old man, Ziyuhua, was also a straightforward, hearty man, tearing off his apron in one swift motion, pulling your future father-in-law to sit right at the head of the table, and loudly declaring that today they were gonna drink till they were thoroughly satisfied, before the wineglasses even had a chance to get warm. Mother-in-law Li Lijian suddenly tossed out a soul-searching, hard-hitting question. Xiao Feng, with a perfectly good luxury restaurant like Drunken Immortal Tower to run, how come you went off to become an actor and entertainer? You took a deep breath, glanced at the young lady beside you, and finally revealed the raw truth. If I didn't step into the entertainment industry, how could I possibly protect my iced-out blacklisted wife? When you spilled every single disgusting detail about that old hag Zhang Wan, along with the whole story of how you flew into a rage as a government official just to protect your beauty, laying it all out completely, the two older fathers listened and slammed their palms straight onto the table. When it came to shielding and protecting your own, you completely captured and won over the elder's heart. Even your old man praised you for doing a gorgeous job, saying a man's own woman ought to be pampered by himself. After 3 rounds of drinks passed, taking advantage of the liquor's courage to toast the elder fathers, Jie Yuhua once again tossed out that classic question that makes every single young person's scalp go completely numb. Just when on earth are the two of you getting married? You barely tried to use focusing on your career as a shield. When your father-in-law shot right back, getting married doesn't delay chasing your career. And your birth mom delivered an even crazier assist, loudly declaring that both moms would be more than happy to help raise the kids. Holy crap, this combo attack of matchmaking pressure caught you completely off guard and defenseless. Looking at Lin Qingyan, whose face was so red it was practically dripping water, you could only grab her and flee in a panic. To escape the relentless barrage of marriage pressure, you hid away by the small stream behind the house, reminiscing about those innocent, youthful days of old when you used to fish and she would stir up trouble mid-chat. Lin Qingyan picked up her phone and started browsing Weibo. When she suddenly let out a gasp of utter shock, you're trending on the hot search list again. And what's more, it's posted by the official Weibo of Huago Education. When you took a look, you nearly tumbled headfirst into the river. The Huago Ministry of Education officially announced that Si Fengting's Chanting Willow, Breaking the Array, Blue and White Porcelain, 10,000 Rivers, and a total of 7 works had been officially incorporated into official Huaguo textbooks. The entire internet instantly blew up in total chaos, and the comments section was completely overrun in an instant. Fans frantically tagged you everywhere. Holy crap. Master Chef is about to defy the heavens. Not only is his cooking absolute god tier, but writing poems actually got him straight into the textbooks. And even better, netizens who just wanted to watch the show called out Zhang Wan, telling her to step out and take a walk. And look at what true elite status and clout actually look like. You looked at these messages and couldn't help crying or laughing. You could only turn around and hit it with a repost and a like, accompanied by a very humble yet flexy Versailles style expression of gratitude. I will continue to forge ahead with determination. This whole move directly dragged out the official Weibo account of Chuangxi Entertainment, maxing out your prestige and clout to the absolute limit. Right at that moment, Lin Qingyan beside you suddenly put down her phone, her gaze staring straight and unblinkingly into yours. What's up? You asked with a puzzled expression. Lin Qingyan suddenly dropped a heavy bombshell. I want to make our relationship public. At that exact moment, your heart gave a violent leap. Public. See, this is literally the thing you've dreamed of doing the most. That's a fantastic idea. The contract doesn't restrict it anyway. As long as you're not afraid of losing fans. Seeing her nod with absolute determination, you were also a man of immediate action. Without saying another word, pulling out your phone to post an official announcement on Weibo. Who would have thought Lin Qingyan would roll her eyes at you? What's the rush? For something this big, shouldn't we report it to the company first? You slapped your forehead. Right, impulsiveness is the devil. We still gotta give our manager Chen Ruhua a heads up. Yet just as your finger touched the screen, Lin Qingyan's phone suddenly rang out of nowhere. You peeked over to take a look, and the name flashing brightly on the screen was none other than Sister Chen Ruhua. Lin Qingyan pressed the speakerphone button, and Chen Ruhua's completely deadpan mechanical voice instantly rang through the air. Qingyan, you two went out to play and got snapped by the paparazzi, and you're already hanging right at the top of the hot search list. But you and Lin Qingyan exchanged bewildered looks. How could such a coincidence even happen? Chen Ruhua immediately followed up by throwing out a fatal multiple choice question. Is the company going to help you guys issue a denial and spin it, or should we just ride the wave and go public directly? You guys choose issue a denial? Denial my ass. This is literally like dozing off and having someone hand you a pillow. You were just worrying about how to find the right opportunity. So before Lin Qingyan could even open her mouth, you snatched the phone straight away, sister. We were literally just discussing going public. This phone call of yours is an absolute god tier assist. Chen Ruhua on the other end of the line clearly hadn't anticipated this kind of turn of events either, dropping a simple, well then handle the response however you see fit, before hanging up the phone. After hanging up, you felt a wave of pure annoyance. You had just posted on Weibo and everything was fine. So how on earth did your base get stolen just a few minutes later? You opened Weibo once again, where the top spot on the hot search list was still your textbook selection. But following closely right behind it at number 2 was a shocking exposure post by an unknown blogger on the day of the music festival. At the snack street next to Victory Square, the blogger directly slapped down a massive, undeniable concrete-proof photo. In the picture, you were feeding ice jelly to Lin Qingyan with a face full of utter pampering and doting. This sweetness level was completely off the charts, making it impossible to deny. The comment section beneath the post instantly spun out of control, with the messages spamming and refreshing at a crazy speed visible to the naked eye. I just knew Master Chef didn't harbor any good intentions. The hatred of having one's wife stolen is irreconcilable. Xi Fengting, come out and face your execution. The entire internet was spamming the feed with "Take down Master Chu" and "Win back Qingyan." This whole scene left even you completely dumbfounded. It wasn't just the blogger's post. The flames of war instantly burned right under your own Weibo. And not even Lin Qingyan's account managed to be spared, as it was flooded entirely with comments shelling you with abuse. Watching the full screen plastered with words cursing you out, Lin Qingyan wasn't happy at all. She stood up and hurried all the way back into the house. And upon arriving in the bedroom, she rummaged through boxes and cabinets to pull out a thick photo album, and went on a crazy snapping spree targeting the old photos inside. She edited a grid of 9 photos and directly tagged you, posting the caption, "I guess this counts as a kind of childhood sweetheart's engagement too, right?" She tossed her phone onto the bed and looked at you with her big blinking eyes. You picked up the photos from the desk and flipped through them one by one, starting from those innocent childhood days when you were 7 or 8 years old fishing by the stream, all the way to the youthful green years of high school graduation. Every single group photo had been preserved by her in pristine condition. You carefully and gently put these precious memories back into the photo album, saying the fans are really in for a treat this time, getting to see just how handsome I was when I was a kid. Along with that chubby baby face of yours, Lin Qingyan rolled her eyes at you. Hurry up and check Weibo. You're getting torn to absolute shreds out there by the haters. You really did need to hurry up and offer an explanation. You opened up your phone and took a look. The situation had actually reversed in an instant. This nostalgia trip played by Lin Qingyan directly exploded the hot search list. Not only company higher-ups, but friends within the industry also rushed to line up and offer their support, while netizens' attitude flipped a full 180 degrees. Holy crap, I never expected they were childhood sweethearts. Turns out this piece of gossip ends with the pure love god of war collapsing on the spot. No wonder Qingyan got more and more gorgeous. Turns out it's because being close to the water means you get the moonlight first, since the atmosphere was already hyped up to this point. You stopped pretending too, ignoring all those trolls who were telling you to come out and take a walk. You directly edited and posted a Weibo status, accompanied by the image of that iconic first group photo from the music festival that sealed your relationship. The caption was a mere 16 characters long, yet it weighed as heavy as 1,000 tons. "In life and death we are bound. To each other we pledge our joy, holding your hand. We shall grow old together." This culturally refined way of making an official announcement left netizens completely bamboozled and speechless. Can talented chefs just do whatever the heck they want? Are you bullying me just because I lack culture or something? Can a netizen representative please translate what on earth this actually means? Just as the entire internet was standing there clueless, old master Ji Changgrong stepped in to clarify things, directly tagging and praising your literary talent in the comment section. Little friend Z is saying that no matter life or death, parting or reunion, he has made a vow to hold your hand and grow old together. Oh, as soon as those words dropped, the entire internet went absolutely ballistic. You turned around and hit the old master with a like. By the way, feeding all your fans a reassuring pill. The photos are the proof. Childhood sweethearts, please take good care of me from now on. After sending out this hardcore official announcement, you straight up closed Weibo, tossed your phone aside, and stopped caring about whatever floodwaters were raging online. Looking at this whole stunt of yours, Lin Qingyan couldn't help complaining. Couldn't you just explain things properly? Why'd you have to pull off such an artsy Versailles-style flex? You pulled her into an embrace, leaning in with a grinning face. This is called having class. Besides, now that our relationship is out in the open, We don't even need to wear masks when going out anymore. How about we just go straight ahead and get our marriage certificate right now? This sudden mention of getting hitched left the young lady totally stumped, and she hesitated for a long time, before finally squeezing out, "If we get married, we'll have to have kids. And kids are super annoying, then have them. Once they're born, we'll just dump them straight onto our moms. Those two old ladies are bored out of their minds all day long anyway. So let's give them something to do." The young lady shot you a look of utter annoyance. Is that even human talk? Looking at her adorable and shy expression, your heart surged with a wave of restlessness. Where on earth are you ever going to find a wife as perfect as this? The atmosphere instantly turned ambiguous to the absolute extreme. You slowly leaned in closer, and she shyly closed those big, beautiful anime-like eyes of hers. Just as your lips were a mere 0.01 centimeters apart, a sudden roar exploded from the doorway. What are the two of you cooped up inside the house doing? This single shout scared Lin Qingyan like a frightened little rabbit, making her instantly eject and bounce right out of your arms. Standing right at the doorway was none other than your future mother-in-law, Li Lizhen. She looked suspiciously at her flustered, panicked daughter, then glanced at your expression full of awkwardness, scanning back and forth between the two of you, before instantly getting the picture in a second, following right after the mother-in-law dropped a jaw-dropping remark. "Look, I'm not against you kids getting cozy, but young people need to watch the time and place. Doing this in broad daylight is simply unacceptable." Well, now you've done it. This was a massive, full-scale social death scene. Lin Qingyan's face was flushed completely crimson with embarrassment, and she stomped her foot covering her face as she bolted right out of the room. Li Lizhen turned her head to stare straight at you. "What? Did I say something wrong? How could you ever dare to talk back?" You hurriedly played along and took the easy out. "Mom, you're totally right. Anyway, Qingyan is sleeping in my room tonight, so don't bother making up any bed for her." As soon as you finished speaking, you greased the bottom of your feet and hurried to chase after her. From behind you came Li Lizhen's satisfied muttering voice. "Sleeping on that side is great. Holding a grandbaby in our arms sooner is what really matters." That evening dinner was absolute torture to get through. Clearly, Li Lizhen had already shared the juicy gossip about busting you two earlier that afternoon with your mom. Young Qing, the two old ladies sat there during dinner, while casting deeply meaningful, knowing glances over at the two of you, causing Lin Qingyan to bury her head completely inside her rice bowl the whole time, not daring to lift her head up at all. This awkward atmosphere was literally enough to carve out a 3-bedroom apartment with your toes. Early the next morning, you guys quickly fled away from this place of trouble and gossip. You drove your small SUV speeding all the way, and right as you parked at the entrance of Drunken Immortal Tower, your whole body froze and turned to stone on the spot. Was this even just good business? It was ridiculously insanely packed. Not to mention that the dining hall was filled to absolute capacity. The number of people waiting in line outside was actually double the amount inside. The roaring commotion was even more explosive than a wet market. Who would have thought Lin Qingyan beside you would roll her eyes at you and lift her foot to charge straight toward the front entrance? "Hey, what are you doing?" You were quick-eyed and fast-handed, instantly grabbing hold of her. "Are you crazy? There are so many people at the front entrance. If we walk in just like that, won't it cause a massive riot? Oh, in case we get recognized, who on earth is going to control this kind of scene?" Lin Qingyan only then snapped back to reality, and although she gave you a stubborn glare, she still obediently let you hold her hand, as you sneaked around sheepishly toward the back door. Inside your heart, you felt a wave of pure frustration. As a dignified boss returning to your very own establishment, you had actually been reduced to taking the food delivery and service staff passage, pushing open the back door. The kitchen was a scene of blazing, bustling activity, with Luo Wengshu directing things in an orderly and well-organized manner, and the hygiene and cleanliness maintained to an extremely high standard. You nodded with satisfaction, and just as you took off your mask, Luo Wengshu, who had sharp eyes, immediately rushed over. "Master Chef C, how come you're taking the back door?" Before you could even explain. He caught sight of Lin Qingyan standing beside you and instantly changed his tune, letting out a loud roar, "Hello, boss's wife." This single shout directly turned Lin Qingyan's face bright crimson with embarrassment. The entire back kitchen instantly blew up in a frenzy, with the kitchen assistants and aunties all crowding around, each of them with their eyes glowing with excitement. After all, the current you was a legitimate bona fide big celebrity, which naturally brought Drunken Immortal Tower along with you to become a viral internet celebrity hotspot. Luo Wengshu was even more excited as he told you, "Ever since your songs went massively viral, fans have been flooding in just to bump into you by chance. They almost trampled right over the threshold." Hearing all this, you felt a wave of pure satisfaction inside your heart. But this wasn't the time to sit around reminiscing. You dropped the heavy responsibilities for a moment, grabbing Lin Qingyan, slipped sneakily over toward the boundary of the front bar counter, carefully sticking your head out to take a look outside. You saw Chen Yan inside the bar counting money until her hands were cramping up, spotting a clear opening. You and Lin Qingyan skulked past like a pair of thieves. Chen Yan saw you and Lin Qingyan right behind you, and instantly put on a sweet enough to kill smile. Hello, boss's wife. Right after that, she started complaining and pouring her heart out to you, boss. This restaurant is already crazy busy. If we don't open up a branch soon, we're all going to work ourselves to death. When you heard that, it hit right in line with your own intentions, and you quickly asked if there were any suitable candidates for store manager. Without even thinking, Chen Yan immediately recommended the veteran employee Han Mei, just at the crucial moment when Chen Yan was about to go call her over. An unexpected twist happened. More customers came over to settle the bill. You hurriedly pulled Lin Qingyan down and buried your heads low, wishing you could crawl right underneath the bar counter. But what's bound to come can never be avoided. As those two customers were paying their bill, their gazes kept hovering back and forth over your body. One of them pointed straight at you, gathering breath from his dantian and letting out a booming roar. Boss, your master chef. Yefeng Ting. This single shout was way more explosive than a megaphone, instantly piercing through the entire dining hall. You despairingly covered your forehead. With only a single thought echoing in your mind, we're completely screwed. The previously boisterous dining hall instantly boiled over into absolute frenzy. Holy crap, where's Master Chef? My goddess Qingyan is here too. Where is she? Don't any of you hold me back? I gotta meet my idol. Countless pairs of eyes, locked in unison right on the outside of the bar counter, and the people waiting in line squeezed forward like crazy, scaring the service staff so badly they were completely at a loss for what to do. Looking at it, this wasn't even a restaurant anymore. It was basically a zombie apocalypse siege. You could only stand up with a helpless sigh pulling off your mask, and shouting out to the out-of-control crowd, "Calm down, everyone. I'm right here and I'm not going anywhere. Can you all please go back and sit down first?" This single shout not only failed to calm everyone down, instead it provoked roaring laughter across the entire place. Who cares about eating anymore? Who's still worried about food at a time like this? We came specifically for you and Qingyan. Skipping a single meal won't starve anyone to death. But catching Master Chef in the flesh is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And there were even some spectators who loved stirring up trouble, directly egging everyone on. Since we've already caught him, we gotta have him perform a song today. Just one isn't enough. He might as well hold a personal solo concert right here on the spot. Hearing these passionate, riled-up cheers, you knew full well in your heart that you wouldn't be walking out this door today without belting out a tune. Right at that moment, Chen Yan demonstrated the ultimate professionalism of a top-tier store manager. Not only did she instantly turn on the full house audio system at light speed and shove a microphone straight into your hands, she even positioned herself right in front of Lin Qingyan as a human shield to make sure the boss's wife didn't get squeezed or jostled. Watching this scene unfold, you couldn't help feeling a warmth well up in your heart. When it counts, veteran employees are truly the most reliable. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. You raised the microphone. All right. Since I've already been caught, then I'll sing a song for you all. But you guys have to head back to your seats and sit down properly first. And to our friends outside, don't panic either. The speakers are connected all the way out there. So sitting outside, cracking melon seeds and listening works just the same. These words actually worked like magic. The previously chaotic dining hall instantly became orderly and organized. And even the customers from the private dining rooms obediently stood along the aisles. With the entire crowd quieted down and the scene under control, you helplessly walked out from behind the bar counter. I originally wanted to come take a quiet look around, only to still end up falling right into your hands. Right after that, you dropped a heavy bombshell. Since everyone is giving me so much face, how about I sing a brand new unreleased song for you guys? The roar of applause and cheers almost blew the roof off. Your gaze swept across the crowd, locking onto a live streaming internet influencer nearby. "Handsome bro, mind lending me your guitar?" That guy was completely flattered, hurriedly rushing over with the guitar strapped to his back right up to you. Presenting it with both hands, "Master Chef, please use it however you like." You took the guitar and skillfully tuned the strings, then grabbed a service staff member to act as a human microphone stand. With everything ready and set, you took a deep breath. This song, The Ordinary Road, is dedicated to everyone here. As soon as those words fell, the guitar strings strummed, and that voice full of rich stories and depth instantly grabbed hold of everyone. His heart. In this moment, there were no screams, no noisy chatter. Whether it was the diners inside the hall or the crowd waiting in line outside the door, everyone gently waved their hands along with your rhythm, as if the whole world was left with only your singing. As the chorus kicked in, the emotions completely broke through their levees, and applause surged in like a tidal wave. Quite a few customers found their eyes turning red as they listened, with some even silently choking back sobs. You looked back and saw that even Lin Qingyan was staring at you in a daze, clearly having completely lost herself in your song. As the song came to an end, the lingering melody echoed through the air. You slowly stood up and bowed deeply toward the audience below. Thank you, everyone! Before your voice had even faded, thunderous applause erupted across the entire place, and even the restaurant's service staff couldn't help joining in with frantic cheers and clapping. MasterChef 666 that hit way too close to home. After half a lifetime of wandering and battling, turns out being ordinary is the only true answer. And a couple of impatient folks shouted out, "Boss Z, hurry up and serve the dishes already." Hearing it just once is totally not enough. I need to put this on loop. Following right after the heckling rose in waves, MasterChef, give us one more song. Facing this overwhelming mountain-flattening enthusiasm, you acted quite calm and composed instead. You could even say you had a heart of stone. You waved your hand and flat out refused. All right. Everyone's here to eat. If the dishes get cold, it'll ruin our signboard. Who would have thought someone in the crowd would chime in? If the food gets cold, we can still reheat it. But if the master chef runs away, we won't find him anywhere. As soon as those words dropped, the entire place burst into roaring laughter, shouting out in unison. You waved your hands helplessly, playing it completely immune to all persuasion. I really can't sing anymore. I still have official business to take care of, and I can't afford to mess around. After finishing those words, you casually handed the guitar back to that shy influencer bro. But the young guy didn't take the guitar. Instead, blushing bright red MasterChef, "Can you help me sign your autograph on the guitar? I want both yours and Lin Qingyan's." You were stunned. "Sign it here. This guitar looks quite pricey. Are you sure your heart won't ache?" The handsome young guy's gaze was burning with fanaticism, nodding his head like pounding garlic. "I'm sure I'm a hardcore fan of you guys. Once I get your signatures, this instrument will officially become my family heirloom. Since you've run into a hardcore fan, you've got to grant his wish." You turned around and fished a marker out from the bar counter, stylishly signing your big name onto it. And right after, passed the guitar and the pen over to Lin Qingyan beside you. Lin Qingyan was a straightforward person too, swishing her pen with a flourish to sign her name right next to yours. The young guy took the guitar, so excited he could only bow repeatedly and say thank you. When he hugged the guitar back to his seat, the gazes cast over from all around looked as if everyone had just swallowed a whole bunch of lemons, being ridiculously sour. Seeing that you were a tough nut they couldn't crack, the clever customers instantly shifted their targets. Since you aren't singing, then having the Heavenly Queen sing a song shouldn't be too much to ask, right? Lin Qingyan. It started off as just a few quiet chants, before turning into a uniform wave of sound in the blink of an eye. That made the entire dining hall buzz with vibration. With such fierce hospitality hard to turn down, Lin Qingyan had no choice but to gracefully walk out from behind the bar counter and take the microphone from your hands. Chen Yan immediately followed right behind, standing guard by her side like a personal bodyguard. "Hello everyone," Lin Qingyan smiled sweetly at the crowd, and that single smile practically melted the hearts of everyone present. "Queen Qingyan is the absolute prettiest." Suddenly, a heart-wrenching, lung-bursting roar burst out from the crowd. You abruptly widened your eyes, sweeping your gaze like lightning toward the source of the voice. "Good grief, kid, I haven't even called her my wife yet, and you're already shouting it out first." Although this single shout made you feel a little jealous. It once again proved the goddess's insanely high popularity. Lin Qingyan didn't mind it at all, instead saying in a gentle and soft voice, "Thank you all for your immense love. Then I'll sing later from my new album. How does that sound?" Good. The cheers almost blew the roof off. Even the employees of Drunken Immortal Tower stared in absolute shock. Who could have possibly imagined that the usually gentle boss's wife was actually truly a blinding, radiant big celebrity on stage? Soon Chen Yan connected her phone to the audio system, and the familiar intro of Later slowly began to flow out, even though it was just the ordinary sound equipment in the restaurant. Bolstered by a voice blessed by angels, it still delivered a recording studio-level texture. There was no flashy display of techniques, only the pure flow of raw emotion. Everyone couldn't help raising both hands, swaying left and right along with Lin Qingyan's rhythm. The entire restaurant instantly transformed into the scene of a massive stadium concert. The uniform waving of arms was practically more disciplined than a trained military parade block. You stood at the side of the stage, locking your gaze tightly onto Lin Qingyan. At this very moment, in your eyes, all the magnificent scenery in this world paled in comparison, leaving only her incomparable beauty that no one else could ever replace. Lin Qingyan on stage also extended her hand, swaying along with the beat and the audience below. The singing grew increasingly heartfelt, and as the song concluded, Lin Qingyan bowed deeply to the entire audience. "Thank you, everyone." As soon as those words fell, before the applause could even start, the cheers arrived first. The restaurant, which had just been bustling with noise and excitement, instantly turned into a massive emotional meltdown zone. Sob, even though I've listened to it. Hearing it live is basically like getting hit with tear gas. King Yin will forever be my goddess. And there was even a guy who broke down right on the spot, crying out his ex-girlfriend's name. Anya, I was wrong. I was seriously wrong. Some people once missed are gone forever. I finally get it. Now the lyrics Master Chef wrote are way too devastating. Coupled with Lin Qingyan's voice, this is a total royal flush combo. Here I am, a grown-ass man crying like a dog, looking at the sea of tears down below. You helplessly shook your head. Are people coming here to eat dinner or to torture themselves? Lin Qingyan obediently walked over, handing the microphone back to you. You took the mic, deciding to put an end to this sentimental atmosphere. All right, the song's over, and the tears have been shed. Hurry up and eat. If you don't eat now, the food getting cold really won't taste good anymore. Right after, you turned your head and shouted toward the direction of the kitchen. Lads in the kitchen, stop listening to the songs. Just look at how many mouths are waiting out here. Get a move on. The boss's order had an immediate lightning-fast effect. The flames in the back kitchen flared up again, and the waiters and waitresses started scurrying around with their feet barely touching the ground. Just as you were about to sneak Lin Qingyan upstairs to enjoy some peace and quiet for a bit, someone in the crowd suddenly let out a roar. Master Chef, trying to bump into you by chance is harder than winning the lottery. Give us your autographs. This single shout was practically like pouring oil on fire. The customers who had just prepared to sit down instantly bounced right back up, chanting in unison, yeah, we want autographs. Looking at this wildly riled up momentum, you figured if you refused, you probably wouldn't make it out this door today. With no other choice, you had to compromise. Fine. But we'll set a fair condition first. You guys go back to your seats to eat and wait, and Qingyan and I will go from table to table to sign for everyone. Friends outside don't need to panic either. Not a single person will be left out. Hearing those words, everyone finally sat back down with satisfied expressions. The next hour that followed was way more exhausting than stir-frying dishes in the kitchen for a whole day. You sat with Lin Qingyan in the waiting area in front of the bar counter, turning into a ruthless, non-stop autograph machine. The requests from these customers were even more all over the place, completely opening your eyes to a whole new world. The most absurd one was a total hoodlum, who actually had the nerve to grin and ask Lin Qingyan to sign his back pocket. The murderous intent in your eyes at that exact moment almost couldn't be contained. And you were dying to kick this guy straight out into the stratosphere. After managing to send away that wave of passionate fans, you and Lin Qingyan made a lightning-fast retreat. Before leaving, you didn't forget to instruct Chen Yan to take the newcomer named Han Mei under her wing, stating that the branch restaurant plan had to be put on the daily agenda ASAP. You also told Luo Wengshu to hurry up and scout for a reliable management-type chef, preparing the ground for you to become a completely hands-off boss in the future, escaping the bustling commotion of drunken Immortal Tower. You guys didn't feel like strolling around either, so you drove the small SUV straight toward the west side of the city, pushing open that familiar door once again. You stepped into the place Lin Qingyan called her warm little nest. The house was spotless inside, clearly showing that during the time you were away in Modu, your mom Yang Qing had frequently come over to clean up. Lin Qingyan kicked off her high heels, sinking her whole body deep into the sofa, and blinked her big eyes as she looked up at you. Are we staying here tonight? You naturally sat down beside her as well. I promised Mom this morning, so we still have to head back to the hometown later. Okay, Lin Qingyan let out a soft acknowledgement, then leaned in close, right up to you, her face completely written with the eager anticipation of a foodie cat. Then I want to eat shredded pork in garlic sauce tonight. You got it. Consider it totally arranged. Not just shredded pork in garlic sauce, twice cooked pork mapo tofu. I'm hooking you up with all of it. Before those words even finished dropping, you instinctively leaned your head down and planted a solid peck right onto Lin Qingyan's alluring lips. What are you doing? You're so annoying. Lin Qingyan's face instantly flushed bright red with shyness, and she immediately unleashed a flurry of completely harmless flailing little punches at you. You let out a mischievous chuckle, using both your hands and feet, and in just two or three moves, you successfully pinned down that clawing, fierce little wildcat right onto the sofa, subduing her until she was totally compliant. After a bout of playful tussling, it ultimately ended with Lin Qingyan raising her hands in surrender. The two of you lay sprawled out on the sofa, catching your breath. And when you pulled out your phones to check, good grief, you were trending on hot searches again. You are basically a permanent fixture on the trending charts now. Ye Fengting and Lin Qingyan, giving a heartfelt live performance at Drunken Immortal Tower, went straight up viral. On short-form video platforms, it was flooded with clips of the two of you singing earlier. And the comment sections were even more brilliantly entertaining. Master Chef and Qingyan shockingly made an appearance at Drunken Immortal Tower. Is it still early enough for me to catch a flight over right now? Don't even bother dreaming poster above. I'm a local resident here, and if you go too late, you won't even catch a single hair of theirs. Those two run faster than rabbits. Are they even trying to hide it anymore? Goddess Qingyan is obviously going to Drunken Immortal Tower to stake her claim as the boss's wife. Haha. Even better were the netizens who loved stirring up chaos, shouting out, even though they're childhood sweethearts, I still gotta yell it out, take down Master Chef C, and win back Lin Qingyan. Seeing these comments, you just offered a calm and faint smile, while Lin Qingyan brandished her cute pink little fist at you. See that if you ever dare bully me again. I'll post on Weibo to complain and cry tears. With tens of millions of fans by then, a single spit from each of them could drown you to death. You instantly possess the spirit of a drama king. Putting on a trembling, shivering act, yes. The support squad of Her Ladyship the Wife is truly not to be trifled with. Her Ladyship the Wife, 666. Lin Qingyan shoved you away with a hard push, her face blushing red like a giant apple. Who's your wife? We aren't even married yet. Hearing those words, you couldn't help curling your lips. We might not have registered the marriage certificate yet, but what hasn't been done between us both, the things we should and shouldn't do. There's no way you're running away in this lifetime. However, since this girl has a thin skin, you stopped teasing her further. Let's go, time to buy groceries. I'll show off my culinary skills for you tonight. What else is there to buy? I just sent a message to Mom, and all the raw ingredients are already fully prepared. Since everything is ready, what are we waiting for? You two simply tidied up the messed up sofa and drove the small SUV straight back to your hometown. By the time you arrived home, it was already late evening. So you headed straight for the kitchen and whipped up a lavish feast of dishes for your family. Li Lijun praised you endlessly with glowing compliments, while Lin Qingyan completely dropped her goddess persona at this moment, munching and stuffing her face like crazy. June in Hangzhou operates on a scorching heatwave mode during the day, yet turns unexpectedly cool once night falls. Inside the bedroom with its warm, dim lighting, Lin Qingyan, dressed in a pair of cartoon-patterned ice silk pajamas, leaned against you like a lazy little kitten. She lifted her head up and looked at your tightly furrowed brows. What's wrong? Why do you look so worried and frowning? Are you still thinking about Drunken Immortal Tower? I'm struggling to figure out where the best place to open this branch store is. How about opening a branch of a Drunken Immortal Tower in Modu Modu? Hearing this suggestion, you shook your head without the slightest hesitation. Actually, the thought of expanding into Modu had indeed crossed your mind before, but it was only for a fleeting second. Before you directly vetoed the notion, even though you'd made a killing and stuffed your pockets full through songwriting, trying to expand Drunken Immortal Tower to Modu was nothing short of wishful thinking. After all, expanding your pants too wide is a great way to tear a seam. Stepping firmly and steadily is still the most reliable way to go. However, the dilemma of choosing a location for the new branch instantly gave you a major headache. Screw it, I'm not thinking about it anymore. You cracked a mischievous smile and ambushed Qingyan in your arms, completely ignoring her disgusted look, and directly turned off the lights to go to sleep. Early the next morning, feeling refreshed and revitalized, you headed straight for the South Side recording studio, because there was someone over there who could help you break the deadlock. The moment you stepped through the door, Duan Bing teased you about being the hottest trending star right now, and even personally poured you a cup of tea. You didn't stand on ceremony either, taking a sip before getting straight to the point. Drunken Immortal Tower is opening a branch store, and I'm here to ask you for a favor. Who would have thought that upon hearing those words, Danbyo would be full of complaints, directly roasting you for how crazy popular your rundown restaurant was. He'd gone twice and couldn't even get a number in line. Looking at those resentful little eyes of his, you were simply speechless. Doesn't this guy know how to ask someone to hook him up with a table? He totally deserved to miss out on eating. Roasting aside, business still had to be handled. Duan Bing thought you were short on cash and asking for investment. Yet you shook your head repeatedly, frankly stating that you couldn't find a suitable venue. Seeing your serious attitude, Duan Bing fell into a brief contemplation before suddenly dropping a blockbuster piece of news. There's an empty commercial storefront right next to Tianyi City in the North District. Your heart leapt with joy. The North District was an affluent area after all, with spending power that was off the charts. Just as you were about to have him contact the landlord, Duan Bing waved his hand grandly, throwing out a sentence that left you completely flabbergasted. Contact my ass. I am the landlord. This plot twist almost threw your back out. You spent all this time riding a donkey while looking for the donkey, and ran right into the actual owner directly. You gave him a thumbs up, your speech slurring from shock. Whirled, you were pulled out the door by the roaringly laughing Duan Bing. Where are we walking off to? I need to take care of serious business first. You shoved Duan Bing's hand away, pointing straight back at the recording studio behind you. That new song we sang on the fly yesterday after getting cornered at Drunken Immortal Tower. We've got to lay down the tracks for it today. Even though Duan Bing had a bewildered look on his face, he still obediently led you back inside. Once you stepped into the studio, you were basically operating on another level. Recording instruments, handling post-production. You actually took care of the whole package all by yourself. With a flurry of fierce god-tier operations, you laid down a smooth take that made people's scalps tingle. Looking at you holding the USB flash drive, Duan Bing's jaw practically dropped straight to the floor. And it took him half a day just to squeeze out a single sentence. You kid are seriously a fucking freak. You shot him an eye roll in return, just recording a song. That's basic operation level logging off, locking the door, getting in the car, and heading straight for the North District. Duan Bing's big Mercedes parked right beside Tianyi City. As he pointed at the storefront in front of you and told you to feast your eyes. You only took a single look, and your heartbeat immediately started accelerating. Right beside it is a high-end residential complex, and directly opposite is a major shopping mall. This is a textbook golden C-spot location. The rent for a spot like this must be an astronomical price, right? You felt a bit hesitant, but Duan Bing looked at you with total disdain. You're a sizzling hot celebrity right now. Do you still care about this tiny bit of money? Once this restaurant opens in the future, you'll just be waiting around to use gunny sacks to scoop up cash. Pushing open the door and stepping inside, you were even more blown away by how satisfied you felt. A full 1,000 square meters, square and neatly laid out. It was practically custom made specifically for the dining and food service industry. The only thing you found puzzling was how a gold-laying goose of a storefront like this could possibly be left sitting empty. Duan Bing spread his hands wide. I originally wanted to open my own hot pot restaurant, but my extreme laziness flared up, so I just left it sitting here untouched all this time. What an absolute heinous waste of heavenly treasures. You made a prompt, decisive call. Forget renting it. Name your price. I want to buy this storefront outright. Duan Bing almost choked to death on his own saliva. Buy it. What kind of daydream are you smoking? If I dared to sell this, the old man and my family would definitely break both my legs. Since buying it wasn't an option, you could only retreat to second best. Alright then, how much is the rent? Who would have thought Duan Bing would roll his eyes and suddenly pitch a proposal that caught you completely off guard? No rent? I want to use this storefront to buy shares and invest in your new restaurant. You could hear the clicking of those abacus beads from 2 miles away. Not only were you not touched at all, instead, your expression instantly turned ice cold. Drunken Immortal Tower was your absolute pride and joy. An exclusive asset you wouldn't share for the world. Wanting a stake in it was out of the question. You spoke with ironclad determination, leaving zero room for negotiation. We either negotiate the rent, or the deal is off completely. Facing your hardline tough attitude, Duan Bing seemed to have anticipated it long ago. Won't you reconsider it a bit more? Duan Bing clearly wasn't ready to give up just yet. You didn't even lift an eyelid, refusing him with absolute determination. Don't even dream about it. Seeing your attitude was so rock solid, Duan Bing finally gave up on the idea of buying into shares, switching up his style in an instant. He directly dropped a shocking bombshell. Fine. Considering our friendship flat rate price, 1 million a year, you suddenly raised your head to stare straight at Duan Bing. 1 million. In this prime gold mine location where every inch of land costs a fortune, this isn't even rent anymore. It's practically a giveaway. You gave a half smile, half serious tease. Aren't you afraid? Your old man will break your legs when you get home. Duan Bing waved his hand grandly, looking completely unconcerned. My storefront, my call. What the hell does it have to do with the old man? Since that was the case, you immediately struck the deal on the spot. We'll sign the contract this afternoon. Big business settled means it's time to celebrate. Duan Bing slammed his foot down on the gas pedal, driving you straight to a hot pot restaurant located in the North District. This fat bastard had wild connections everywhere, securing a private dining room with just a single phone call. As soon as you got out of the car upon arriving at the place, you were so shocked by the scene before you that your scalp tingled. Holy crap, this sea of people formation actually didn't lose out even a little bit to your massively viral Drunken Immortal Tower. The signboard read Old Stove Hot Pot, and the interior decor was entirely styled like a century-old Sichuan tea house. Retro, yet full of class and style. The boss here was definitely an expert, you know? Fortunately, Duan Bing had plenty of clout, so the two of you plowed straight through the crowded mob and slipped into the reserved private room. Closing the door, you yanked off your mask and sunglasses in one go, sprawled out across the chair and let out a long breath. Being a celebrity is seriously fucking exhausting. Watching your disheveled state, Duan Bing sat there gleefully schadenfreuding over you. Right at that moment, the door to the private room was pushed open, and a man walked in. Let me introduce you guys. This right here is the boss, Tian Maojun. Duan Bing introduced him enthusiastically. before turning right around to point at you with a smug look on his face. I probably don't even need to introduce this guy anymore, right? The hottest trending chick in the music industry, MasterChef C of Drunken Immortal Tower. As soon as those words fell, Tian Maojun's eyes instantly lit up, and he firmly grasped your hand, Boss C. I am a hardcore fan of yours. Your songs are simply heavenly sounds that I can listen to 100 times and never get tired of. You also hurriedly stood up to return the gesture. Being polite, Brother Jun, you flatter me too much. This title of Brother Jun made Tian Maojun's heart blossom with joy, and he personally poured wine for you both. Before long, signature dishes covered the entire table. After 3 rounds of drinks, Tian Maojun raised his wine glass. What kind of wind is blowing today? That has blown the 2 of you over to my place. Duan Bing, with a glowing red face, pointed at you and smiled mysteriously. Haha. We just finished negotiating a major business deal with Boss C. Oh, let me hear about it. Tian Maojun looked full of curiosity. Business done with a big celebrity is definitely no small-scale operation. It's nothing much. Boss C wants to open a branch of Drunken Immortal Tower. So I handed that storefront of mine over at Tianyu City to him. Tianyu City, Tian Maojun almost jumped straight up, pointing at Duan Bing and cursing with a laugh. You fat bastard. Back then, I begged everyone I knew because you said you wanted to run it yourself. And now you turn around and hand it over to Boss Z just like that. Your face is getting slapped loud and clear with that move. Duan Bing wore a shameless look. I'm happy to do it. What's it to you? Watching the 2 of them banter and roast each other. You were sandwiched right in the middle and could only offer awkward smiles. Fortunately, Tian Maojun was also a man of the world, flipping the topic over in a second, and greeting you both to eat meat and drink to your heart's content, with a few glasses of wine down your stomach. The atmosphere completely heated up. The 3 grown men played drinking games and tossed back liquor, with Duan Bing tossing around dirty jokes all over the place, and cracking up the whole table with laughter. Only you tightly gripped your wine glass and didn't dare overindulge, fearing that if you got too drunk, you'd start showing off again. After 3 rounds of drinks, Duan Bing suddenly put away his playful grinning face and leaned in close right up to you, Boss C. I've got my eye on a spot over at Chengdu Road by the river, planning to set up a small bistro. Are you interested in taking a stake and investing? A thunderbolt instantly struck across your mind. A bistro on Chengdu Road? Isn't this fucking tailor-made specifically for your divine hit song? You raised your head mechanically, staring fixedly at Duan Bing. Are you certain you want to run a bistro? Duan Bing was completely thrown off by your reaction bullshit. Or else you think I'm just playing around with you? The storefront belongs to Lao Tian, and the 2 of us put up the cash. How does 500k each sound? Tian Maojun immediately chimed in. That's right. I'll provide the storefront and handle management. And you guys just need to invest the money and wait around to collect dividends. This wasn't even doing business anymore. It was clearly a move by these 2 guys to cling even tighter to your golden thigh. Since your brothers were offering up money, how could you possibly have any reason not to take it? Fine. I'm investing this money. My 2 older brothers, this is my entire marriage fund right here. So if it tanks, you guys better compensate me with a wife. Upon hearing the 3 words, marriage fund, the eyes of those 2 punks instantly lit up. Duan Bing poured a full glass of wine and leaned in close with a face full of gossip. Hey, are you and Lin Qingyan really childhood sweethearts? When are you gonna bring her out for us brothers to check out? The big celebrity must be even more stunning in private, right? You kids sure have some incredible luck with women. You shot him a sideways glance. We'll talk about it later when there's a chance. When it comes to group hangouts like eating together, it was still best to keep things vague and ambiguous. After all, Lin Qingyan's identity was way too sensitive. With stomachs full of food and drink, the 3 of them walked out of the private room with their arms slung over each other's shoulders. You skillfully put on your mask and sunglasses, fully armed and disguised. No helping it, that's just the annoyance of being the hottest trending star right now. Getting recognized could block off 2 entire streets. Before leaving, you specifically instructed Duan Bing to rush and finalize the contract. The business regarding Drunken Immortal Tower could not be delayed, especially since you wouldn't be able to stay in Hangzhou City for too much longer. As soon as you got back home, you saw Lin Qingyan, curled up on the sofa, scrolling through her phone. Seeing your face looking as red as a monkey's backside, she instantly rolled her eyes so hard that almost popped out. Got wasted again, huh? You kicked off your shoes with a single motion and sprawled out across the sofa without an ounce of dignity left. I only drank a tiny bit. Mainly, I was just happy the branch store's storefront got locked down. We were over in the North District and Lao Duan dragged me out to celebrate. So I only had a few glasses because I had no choice. Lin Qingyan glared at you suspiciously. Are you really sure you didn't drink too much? And you didn't start acting crazy while singing, right? You were so choked up you almost lost your breath. Is that really the kind of image I have in your heart? You looked at her with an utterly innocent face and spilled all the details about investing in the bistro as well. Fortunately, Lin Qingyan is a reasonable person. And knowing you have a sense of boundaries, she didn't say much else. However, the very next second, she tossed a major blockbuster right at you. Oh right, I have to head back to Modu the day after tomorrow. What? You instantly sat straight up, your face full of displeasure, so fast. Was this vacation a free gift bundled with a phone top-up? Lin Qingyan spread her hands helplessly. The company arranged a schedule for me, no other way around it. The depression in your heart was real. You just barely started living that shamelessly sweet couple life, and now you have to separate. Alright, fine. I'll go see you off. I still have to wrap things up with Drunken Immortal Tower here in Hangzhou. Just as the atmosphere was turning a bit gloomy, Lin Qingyan suddenly flipped her style around, looking at you with a mysterious grin. Oh right, congrats on making the trending search list again. Your brain instantly went buzzing, made the trending search list. You didn't do a single thing today except eat hot pot. Could you have been caught by paparazzi? Lin Qingyan smiled like a little fox and handed her phone right over to you. You looked closely and were left completely speechless. Are you kidding me? Do I just look like I'm sitting at home growing mold or something? There was only a single video on Weibo, which was precisely the back view of you wearing an apron and cooking last night. There was zero accompanying text. Yet this wave of top-tier public romance directly paralyzed the entire server. The comment section was even more of a hilarious disaster zone. Holy crap, the master chef is cooking in person. That serious look while cooking is so handsome it splattered blood all over my face. Don't just spend all your time showing off your relationship. Master chef, here's the pen, hurry up and write a new song. Our goddess Qingyan looks this gorgeous, even completely barefaced. Master chef, if you ever dare to bully her, the entire internet will issue a manhunt for you. Sob, my heart is broken, but this public display of affection is so sweet. Looking at the screen full of jealous comments, you suddenly slapped your thigh. Oh crap. You were so busy talking business. You almost forgot about the main event. You hurriedly dug out your laptop in a panic, plugged in the USB drive and logged into NetEase Cloud Music. Clicking upload, that song, The Ordinary Road, was finally officially released online. With the upload complete, you casually glanced over at the new release charts. Good griefo. The top 5 spots were completely unmoving, with 10,000 Rivers taking first place and As Desired taking second. This is basically an absolute domination, though this was merely the start of the dominance. A total and absolute domination. You scanned over the rankings again. All the other guys had been left so far behind by your divine hit song that they couldn't even see your taillights. As for that once haughty Zhang Wan, she had long since dropped out of the top 10, to the point where not even her shadow could be found anymore. Right now she was like a mere clown jumping around in your eyes, holding zero threat to Lin Qingyan anymore. Shutting down the computer, you pulled out your phone, deciding to strike while the iron was hot. Weibo post, The Ordinary Road, is now live on NetEase Cloud Music. Go check it out and listen. As soon as the message went out, your phone started vibrating crazily, and the comment section instantly fell. Holy crap. The master chef finally deigned to release the lossless version. My ears are about to get pregnant. Exactly. Every single random song you drop has the quality of a title track. If you don't release an album, it's a crime against heaven. Looking at these greedy fans, you shook your head with a smile. Casually shutting off the screen, release an album. We'll see how I feel. If the public outcry gets too loud, I might actually consider putting one together for fun down the road. After watching that, you tossed your phone to the side, then scooped up Lin Qingyan in your arms and headed straight toward the bedroom.